The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
I don't know. I had an awesome intro, and then Wolfie wouldn't let me do it. So welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 270 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and apparently we change intros.
I had fucking notes.
That's what you get for preparing.
Yeah, paper.
What happened?
Nothing.
Yeah, if you were in here,
Video
you'd know.
Video Nasties.
I got a sneak peek of it, and
Video Nasties Jones over there said it wasn't appropriate for the.
you know it is appropriate though, and because of that, Mars, I have something for you.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta close your eyes. Here, MZ, hand this to him.
Is it a picture of?
Oh, what the
I got something for you.
Lift up your hand. Okay. Yep. Okay.
You're hungry, right?
There you go.
I got you pizza.
Yeah.
Candy. Holy shit!
It's even got an egg.
It's Pizza Piz? What the fuck is that? Oh, there's a sticker on it.
Raindrops. I don't know what that is.
Pizza.
What is that?
It's candy pizza.
I'm gonna eat that.
Wow, matches your shirt.
Here, let me see it. Let me hold it up.
All right, you're off the hook now.
Yeah, it's got egg and
For the intro, later on
Olives.
you'll find out you're on the hook. You're on the hook like the other Monster Zero movie you did, right?
Raindrops pizza.
Wow.
That
It's,
egg, that egg does look like not like candy though.
Mini candy pizza.
Why is there egg on it?
who puts egg?
I'm
on
going to
a
put egg
pizza?
on your face, you idiot.
Yeah, listen. This is not a pizza.
That's for Dynamo. It's not for you.
Well, put egg on
I'm
pizza.
gonna expect it. He doesn't. Don't give it.
You're gonna expect it?
Eat this.
You're going to expect it?
I'm gonna expect this. I'm gonna expect this to be bad.
You're going to inspect it or expect
Do you
it?
have
Why
are
is
you
the
having
crust,
a baby?
Why is the crust yellow?
Why not?
This pizza's gone bad.
What color should the crust be?
Brown.
Dude, look at the
No,
crust on
see,
the
you
pizza
don't
you
understand.
eat.
It's not ready yet.
Yeah, put it back in the oven.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to put it in the oven.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay.
when
there
I
you
get
go.
when I pick this pizza up in a couple days, that egg will be a chicken. So, and I like chicken on pizza. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Am I forgiven?
Yeah.
All right.
It is though I didn't give him his greetings properly. It is Jake from the Cult of Muscle's birthday. My boo.
Yeah, did you give him a nice sloppy kiss?
I gave him on the phone. I gave him a kiss.
What did that sound like?
I don't know. I was gonna redo it here, but I wasn't allowed.
Was it an Axel Braun joint?
Yeah. You know that it's the Axel Braun. You know how Axel Braun does the Justice League. It's his version of Happy Birthday.
No.
So
What the fuck? Got fucking Michael Winslow over here.
Wayne Winslow.
That's the kiss sound.
The kiss sound. Don't say that. Gene Simmons will try to copyright.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my
Litigation
sound.
is in progress as we speak.
And you can be mine.
All right, so we got to get to it because we have some exciting stuff coming up tonight. Starting for those watching live at 9:30 p.m., which is about 15 minutes from now for those folks that don't know their time zones and or listening on the podcast. We're going to be joined by a guest we've had once before. We're going to be joined by Andrea Subasati, who is one of the co-hosts of the Faculty of Horror, one of the greatest horror podcasts out there. And she is also now, this is new from last time we had her, the executive editor of Rue Morgue magazine.
That's pretty fucking
shit.
sweet.
It's very sweet. So Andrea's going to join us and in a couple weeks in Salem, Massachusetts. So you folks that live near our kind of haunt, our area, you're going to want to listen up because the Faculty of Horror are going to be in Salem for a weekend, and they're hosting a double feature and a panel with a couple awesome films. I'll get to those in a minute. I'll actually read all the details to make sure I don't fuck it up. And the next night on Sunday of, I believe it's
Sunday.
Sunday the 8th, they're going to be doing a live podcast at the Salem Theater.
At the tractor pull?
No. So it's real exciting, and they're going to be talking about American Psycho, which is a film that I know Raven Shadow loves.
Yeah, it's my dude.
now.
Yeah.
Patrick
So
Bateman.
they're going to be talking about that, and they're doing a live podcast about it, and it's also screening as well. So
Oh, wow.
you should go, Raven Shadow.
I actually, New Hope and I were talking about going to the Salem.
You should go.
Well,
Yeah.
let's make a day of it.
Ooh, she's not big into the horror flicks though.
Well, American Psycho's not like
No.
you know.
Yeah, it's only going to be presented on the Faculty of Horror, but it's not a horror movie.
Yeah, no, it's a comedy. Actually, I'm looking for like
It's a comedy.
It's a fun loving.
She might dig it though.
I'm trying to find something that's like, what's an entry level horror? Maybe a different discussion, but what can be like
Paranorman.
Paranorman. Actually, yeah,
Gremlins.
right.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Go right for the fucking jugular, you idiot.
Talking to the grown-ups.
Serbian film.
Yes.
So
Ask Andrea.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So in just a few minutes, we're going to connect up with Andrea Subasati, and we're going to get the lowdown on the live podcast and just find out what's going on with Faculty of Horror and Rue Morgue Magazine. So it's going to be a bit of an abbreviated discussion because Andrea's a busy woman. She has to get up early. So we're on fucking late.
Because we don't, right?
Well, I don't care about you. And then we're going to review a movie after that. We're going to talk about a flick called Night of Something Strange.
We get some ink from Patsy today.
Oh, you gave us all tattoos?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
What'd you get, Raven Shadow?
Oh, nice little tramp stamp.
He can say tramp stamp. That's fine.
I got a black. I got a black rose under my left nipple.
For black roses.
A hobo stamp. How's that?
Hobo stamp? What is that?
Because weren't hobos used to be called tramps, like Lady and the Tramp? A hobo stamp. That's PC now.
I got a postage stamp.
They had a postage stamp.
So that's what's up for tonight. And then also, I asked the question. I asked it kind of late. I asked it today, so we may not get that many responses, but I want you guys to think of an answer. What is your favorite infectious disease movie?
I already know mine.
Okay, I'm curious. I'm interested. So
Yeah, I got mine.
we'll be talking about that later on after the film review. And I guess we'll do intros, Raven Shadow.
Oh, yeah!
Maybe I won't forget you this time.
Yeah, maybe you do your fucking job, John.
Whoa!
Oh, you're really good
whoa!
at it. That's not me saying it.
You know what my job is?
Listen, turn me back on!
That's my job. It's to fucking turn you off.
Deputy first!
Oh, it's broken, Raven Shadow. Sorry.
Jacklass, this sucks!
All right, I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio, the Deadites, the Grand Guignol Network, and also one of the co-hosts of the Outside Corner Fantasy Baseball podcast. We also have the immortal gunslinger, singer, and lyricist for the Deadites and destroyer of cancer, Dynamo Mars. It might help if you turn your mic on.
Hello.
Real nice. He didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I don't. He turns his mic off on his own well enough. So that's it. That's it, Mars. That's it. Nothing else.
I'm upset
Why are you upset?
because 200-something episodes, and now I just start getting censored. I listened to a whole episode of me and Tiny White talk about Bill Cosby and Ferguson the other day, looking for stuff for the greatest hits. And you were so mad at us.
What episode was that? Was that like before the hundreds?
I
Before
don't remember.
triple digits?
I called something from it so I can look, but yeah,
Okay.
it was Josh was standing in for these guys.
Oh, okay. So it was a good episode.
It was a good episode.
We also have the vulgar guru of horror, star of Blood Pigs and Fetus, one-time contributor for Horror Hound magazine. Maybe you could talk to Andrea and see if she'll let you do Rue Morgue magazine one
No
time.
more complaining at her this time. Last time you you spelled our name wrong.
Who said that?
You did. You're like, they spelled our name wrong in the magazine.
They didn't spell our name wrong.
Yeah, well, they added something and you all bent out of shape.
I wasn't bent out of shape.
Go back and
You
listen
talking to
that-
me?
Yeah, go back and listen to that show. It sounds like you were bent out of shape. You were pissed.
I'm happy to get any press.
Yep.
Even
That's. I'm so mad. Later on. I'm gonna-
wow.
Do your intro right now.
Yeah.
And we also have.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't finish yours.
no, you didn't.
Oh, Monster Zero.
Hey.
You really wanted that, didn't you?
Well, I had to get that last
You
word in.
Raven shadowed it. All right, we also have the chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shaking, Lorazepam loving, comic book reading nerd, the official smoke chamber for Castle Wolfenstein, the Pimper Promotions, and the Italian rap scallion, Michael Ravenshadow.
That's right, Johnny. You do that really good.
Pimple promotions.
No. that's
You know,
what
let me
Johnny
say real quick,
Thank
going
you.
back and because as you know, everybody knows I don't listen to the show a lot,
Right.
but trying to get stuff for the greatest hits, it's tough because
You go back, you're like, this is what we fucking sound like.
I think the show was better most of the time, but you don't want to stop listening to an episode because you're like, oh well, what if I stop and there's fucking a hilarious thing after? So
Right, right.
Yeah,
I'm listening to some big chunks, and you have improved by leaps and bounds and leaps again, my friend. So bravo, you are.
Who are you talking to?
Michael Ravenshaw.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Because
No,
the
he's
people-
not
the
talking
people on
to
the
me.
podcast.
Yeah, my
can't
partner.
see you pointing.
Yeah, my partner. I can't publicly. I was honest. I said you were a pain in the ass, but a comedic genius. But you are. You're just. You've gone from some schlub to AJ Styles. You are on point now. You're always ready to go.
Nice.
So it's great.
Until we get to the movie review.
You, my friend, are exactly the same.
Thank you.
And that's not necessarily.
If
that it's
anything,
bad,
he's
but
more offensive.
I don't know. He's just starting to get mad again. Back then, he was fucking mad every show. That's one thing. There was a whole streak, in between Silly String Saucer and whatever else. This dude was fucking tear ass every show, and Tiny was just winding him up, and he didn't realize.
No. I had a feeling something was going on with him. I mean, he would fuck around with my voice on his dopey ass piano. And
No, that was your phone.
Dopey ass piano. His piano.
Little speak and spell that he has. What the fuck that is.
Wow.
his little Casio. Beep, 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 beep.
Jesus.
Wow.
All right, we got a bunch of people hanging out in the chat room. I saw Bosch. I saw Patsy the Angry Nerd.
There you go.
We got Evil Corny. We got Julie Meow Meows. And Julie Meow Meow says, oh my gosh, I have something for the greatest hits. When
Oh, yeah?
Wolfie played the promo for El Goro coming to Rock and Shock last year. Was that when we no sold it? Was
Oh yeah,
that what it was?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I know. I remember it.
Oh, it scared Raven Shadow.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
It scared me too. Actually,
That one.
I remember that.
I do remember that.
That
Yeah,
was scary.
it was scary.
It was scary. Actually,
was
I
almost-
didn't know it was coming.
The best part was we played it again, and it scared him again. Yeah, Julie, if you have an episode number,
I mean, it's
let
no.
me know.
Mommy, Daddy, that scared me.
I mean, it's no. It's no.
light.
What was it from Beyond? What was that Spock joint these guys get scared about?
From Beyond.
Oh, that show. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that show? That
In Search of?
In Search of.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
in search
That
of-
shit's scary. I
Search of
don't care what
guys.
you say.
Yeah.
And we also got Raven J is hanging out.
Hey.
What's up, Raven J? And I also saw Andrea Supasati lurking about earlier.
Oh.
We're we're sorry. So
Not
We're
as
gonna-
sorry as I am.
we're going to connect up in about 5 minutes with Andrea. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about in those 5 minutes?
I went and saw a great wrestling show.
Okay.
It was very good. It was in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Oh.
And it
That
was
doesn't
great.
typically happen.
Nope. And it was great. Great
Well,
crowd.
Why don't you
Beyond
talk-
Wrestling.
Okay, there you go.
It was awesome. There was a very Dynamo Mars Tiny White style match with what's little Chris Hero's name there?
Little Chris Hero?
The guy that he's in Death by Elbow with.
I don't know.
He's
JT Dunn?
Yeah, JT Dunn and Martin Stone.
Yeah.
Basically Martin Stone grabbed him and twisted him in a knot, and then JT Dunn would get out and hit him for real. And they repeated that for about a 20-minute match. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. I was like, this looks strangely familiar to me. But, it was awesome. And AR Fox and Joey Janela, who's
Joey Janela.
who made a splash at Pro Wrestling Guerrillas Battle Los Angeles this year, had a really great match that had a spot that almost made me leave because Joey hit a Death Valley driver onto the apron on AR Fox off the top rope.
Jeez.
And I was like, nope, I don't need to watch AR Fox's neck come off, look like a bobblehead. Matt Tremont, who's I think it's the first time I've seen him live, fought another big gentleman. But the biggest surprise of the day was this giant dude, like King Kong Bundy-sized dude, named Brian Milanos. And
I've seen him before. Yeah.
He was such a good heel. He was yelling at kids in the front row, and he fought John Silver. So like they did a good big guy versus giant match, and Milanos won with a high cross body off the second rope. So it was
probably they have to peel him off the mat.
Yeah, so it was good. It was a good. Denver runs a good show there. There was a television taping early in the day that if you bought VIP tickets, you got to see. And
you were a VIP?
Yeah, $40. Well, you know who took me is my kid.
Your kid?
Yeah, my kid, little Tim Nichols.
Oh, nice.
Took me. He who I created with my sperm.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. How do you make babies?
Didn't
this movie this week teach you anything?
That's grosser than it actually is.
No, it's fine.
Julie Meow Meow says it was the Rat Man episode when Raven Shadow got bit by a rat.
That was the rat.
That may be the greatest hits.
I'm still working on some HR issues right now. Still,
HR issues.
Yeah.
Was the N-word taker there?
Oh, Jesus.
No,
but it was a great show.
Yes. But Dynamo censored, right?
I'm trying to think who else was there that you guys would know.
Triple H.
Hot Sauce.
Yeah, Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, and he was real good. Looks like he might be making a heel turn, so that was interesting to me. That's actually the first time I've ever seen that guy wrestle ever. Not even one other time. So, never saw him do any commissionering either. But it was, it was pretty awesome. He had a good tag match with.
Do you have a chunk of food in your mouth?
No.
Oh, okay. It looked like you were talking on the side.
Maybe I was strucken with an ailment right there.
Well, at least I wasn't making fun of your learning disability, all right?
All right.
Yeah, it's nice.
But
yeah, because that's not funny.
Drew Gulak's little brother was there.
Yeah, Rory.
And he was awesome.
Yeah.
He was part of a team named American Gasian. And I got a good laugh when he said it out loud. I was like, and people laughed because, that name doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
It pretty much means, American. It technically means foreigner, but essentially it means American, I guess. So, but it was pretty great time. I did not want to go, but I was having a hard time. I've been working on my resume, and I was starting to get stressed out about going back to work and stuff. And my Mac died, so dumb jobs that I wanted to get just till the end of the year, I can't apply for a job at CVS because they only have online applications.
Oh, jeez.
So
why does a Monster Hunter have to work at CVS?
Because me and Tiny killed all the monsters. But when I say me and Tiny, I mean Donna Matrix.
We also have Chromcast Josh hanging out.
Nice. He said he was going to pay me some big ducats to make some more promotional stuff for him.
Oh, yeah?
So I get on a horse.
Real money or fake money?
I don't know. What's Sumerian money?
Sumerian money. A Sumerian rat monkey?
True. Doubloons, probably.
Doubloons?
Yeah.
The blondes.
What's a doubloon?
Huh?
The Bloom House.
Yeah.
No. Rue Morgue, not Bloomhouse.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
That's
that.
Two totally different things.
Bunch of assholes. Do we like
Manborg.
Corny wants to know, Mars.
Yeah, man.
He wants to know if you're still running for president.
I hope so, but that doesn't. I don't know that we'll have a country or an Earth for us to run by that time. But I'm trying not to think about that, Corny.
All right. Well, I think we're going to connect up now with Andrea.
Testament to how big of a fan of this lady I am that I'm putting on headphones. That's how cranky I am.
Wow.
Andrea says rupees. in the chat room. She said rupees.
And Ronaldo?
Of course.
The blooms and rupees.
Did you watch the movie this week?
Red rupees and blue rupees.
All right, we're gonna hear the good old Skype ringing.
My name's Skype. I'm calling you over the broadband waves. My name's Skype.
All right, enough with the song. All right, we are now
That's
joined.
two ice.
Oh my God!
You guys, let me do the fucking intro.
Like fucking right to censor.
Shut up.
We are now joined.
Hello?
Yes, there we are. We're joined by Andrea Subasati, one of the co-hosts of the Faculty of Horror and the executive editor of Rue Morgue magazine.
It's me.
Hey, Andrea, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing very well. Thanks for taking some time to join us again.
No problem. Thanks for having me back on the show. I'm
course.
always stoked to hang out with the Deadites.
Aw, shucks.
That's something that the Deadites usually
Yeah, yeah. The Deadites don't usually say that, so it's rare to hear that. So, well, you got some awesome stuff coming up. I want to get right into this because we only have you for a little bit. So, in a couple weeks, you and your partner Alexandra are going to be at the Salem. I don't know the name of the theater. I've actually been there a bunch of times, but is it just the Salem Theater? I don't know.
Oh, shit. I don't know. I just looked it up, and I can't remember what it's called.
I feel like such a jerk. I'll get that. I'll look it up. But I think it's the only theater in Salem. So it's right in downtown, and it's a cool little theater. They play a lot of art house stuff and a lot of horror and stuff like that. So some pretty cool stuff. But anyways, you and Alex are going to be there the weekend of Saturday, October 7th and October 8th. And first off, on the 7th, you guys are doing a double feature party screening. And they're going to be showing two flicks there. It's going to be Tragedy Girls, which I've heard a lot of good things about.
Me too.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see that. And then also, there's going to be Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Blood.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then you guys are going to be hosting a post-credit Q&A with the film stars Lar Park Lincoln and Kane Hodder as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we got a double feature, and then we got a Q&A session. And then also the next night on Sunday, October 8th, it's going to be a live Faculty of Horror podcast. And you guys are going to be covering Mary Harron's American Psycho. So that's sure
Yeah.
to be fun.
Amazing. Yeah.
Is the theater called Cinema Salem?
Yes, that is
If
it.
only we had devices where we could look up
I
any
know,
information
right?
we wanted to
If
know.
only there was a way.
Damn technology just hasn't gone far enough.
You know, that scares me a little bit because I know Kane is going to be in town that next weekend, and that means there's
Yeah.
a possibility that he could just be around.
Yes.
It's stalking you.
Yeah, and Kane plus Kevin Barber is not a good. It's not good.
Yeah.
Let's just say
He's
that.
such a nice guy.
So Andrew, if you could talk about how this all came together, and I'm curious to see how this all happened, and is it through? It's basically a kind of a Rue Morgue Faculty of Horror, or is it all Faculty of Horror?
No, I'd say it was primarily through Faculty of Horror.
Yeah.
We started talking about this and setting up this event back in the spring when we had a book come out. We had our Rue Morgue Library Volume 10,
yeah.
and it was called Women with Guts.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so we were having a party for that. We were having an event. We were really celebrating it. And so I think it actually started on Twitter, where Salem Horror Fest had said something like, "We love Faculty of Horror." And I tweeted back at him like, "Well, we love Salem, and we'd love to come sometime," or something. I don't know what I've never been to Salem. I don't know what I was talking about. But yeah, he followed up with an email and was like, if you're serious, I'd love to have you. Here's the kind of stuff that I'm programming, and we could make it happen. It would be great. So initially, he wanted us to come down this weekend, where Kirk Hammett is launching his exhibit.
Yeah.
And so I was so pumped for that, but I couldn't get away from the magazine this weekend. It's toward the end of the month is when we're in production, so I'm about to submit files for the November-December issue right now, so I'm just swamped. But yeah, so we're coming next weekend, and it's our first ever live podcast. I've never done that with Faculty of Horror before. I've actually only ever done it with you guys the once before, and then today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's pretty exciting. And And I know, obviously, you've hosted panels, and this certainly you in front of a live audience isn't going to be a new thing. But doing this sort of format where you guys typically are behind microphones, I'm sure will be a little bit different.
It's different. It's so like Faculty of Horror. We do a lot of prep.
Yeah.
And we kind of bounce ideas off each other beforehand, but for the most part, we know where we want to go thematically, so that we don't step on each other's toes, so to speak, and stuff like that. This is going to be all new. I don't know what to think.
We did our first live show earlier in the year, and it just was like, I mean, we didn't know what to do, and we just had a bunch of, like, we didn't even plan anything, and of course it happened on like a snowy night when
On a Monday.
on a Monday.
Yeah.
Busiest theater going night of the week.
Yeah. So, but we ended up having a ton of fun with the crowd there. Everyone was so cool, and so I'm sure you guys are going to have a great time, and I'm really looking forward to that. It should be really exciting to be in that kind of environment of being live with everyone else.
So you're going to be there?
Yes.
Are all of you going to be there?
I'm trying to get these guys to go.
What's your problem, guys?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, guys.
I don't drive or have a job. Yeah.
No, I think I'm actually going to might be up there on Saturday with my special lady friends.
So maybe you can do the double feature and the Q&A.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in reality, I'm a pretty simple guy. Like, Wolfie brings a car to my house and tells me to get in and brings me where I'm supposed to go. Like, if I need to bring, like, wear play music clothes, wear real person, wear real person clothes. So I just get it, and he takes me. I'm simple.
I couldn't have said
What are
that
you wearing
better
next
myself.
weekend?
I don't know. Probably this Crystal Lake shirt that didn't fit me 3 weeks ago. So now I'm excited. I'm a lean, mean nerd machine.
Ooh.
Sorry, so some T-shirt that didn't fit me before because I'm smaller than I was 3 weeks ago, so I'm very happy about that. And a belt. I bought a belt.
Jesus, wow.
Yeah, wow. See, this is historic.
Yeah, this is riveting too.
If you ever wonder my admiration for you, Andrew, I bought a belt for this affair, so that my pants weren't falling
the
down
show?
the whole time we were talking. Yeah.
While you're sitting in a seat?
Well, you guys complain all the time, so I mean, want to get more embarrassed.
Well, so just to kind of sweeten the pot for anyone out there, not just these guys in the room, but Alex and Andrea live in Canada, the Toronto area, and like, this isn't the kind of thing you can just like, oh well, I'm going to miss this time and I'm going to go next time. Who knows? Hopefully there is a next time, but
there may not even be a world next time. We were talking about that. Like, you don't want to.
Well, what's going to happen to Andrea?
What's going to happen to all of
Well,
us?
all of us.
Yeah.
You don't just leave countries willy-nilly and go wherever you want, Michael Raymond Shadow.
But Canada's fine. No one fucks with them. They'll survive. They have domes.
It's true. I was in the U.S. recently, and we got a harder time coming back into Canada than we did.
Wow.
Really?
We went to Michigan to look at dogs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're getting a dog.
What kind
that's
of dog?
awesome.
It's a little tiny Pomeranian.
Yeah.
And I know I don't
geez.
seem like a Pomeranian kind of girl, but this dog is just so cute. Maybe I can find a photo and throw it up in the chat here.
You just struck right into Wolfenstein's wheelhouse
Yeah,
with that one.
I have a Pomeranian, so I'm
No way!
Yeah, and he's the best. So I think that's a good choice.
Cool.
Yes, he is super adorable and a lot of personality. So you'll have that, but super adorable and super awesome.
Amazing.
That's really cool. Is it a done deal? Is everything happening, or is it kind of in motion?
It's in motion. I did not pick him up last time I was in Michigan when I met him because he still needed his rabies shots.
Ah, okay.
But he's been named. He's been named and claimed. We're calling him Dante.
Nice.
You
Good.
can see this. He just looks like such a Dante. So we're going back to pick him up on the 15th, and I also, like to take the opportunity to hit up Target. We don't have Target up here, and they've got some great Halloween housewares.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, definitely. That's perfect. Are you guys, when you come down here, are you flying or are you driving to Salem?
We are flying.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure
Yeah,
if you're doing
we're
that whole
flying
loop.
into Salem. We're going to spend the weekend in Salem, and then we're going to go to Boston from Monday to Wednesday.
Oh.
We head back.
There you
And
go.
I'm not until I have an accent.
Now, are you going to be? I'm sure you'll be checking out the sites when you hit Salem. A lot of awesome places. It'll feel a little touristy, but you go, you walk around quite a bit, and you're going to notice that there's a lot of really cool stuff hanging around. The Salem Witch Museum, the House of Seven Gables, and also the house in which the Lords of Salem is filmed.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I mean, it's a pretty small little town, but there's so much to do that you definitely won't be able to do it all on a weekend. But definitely check out some of that stuff. But that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to the show and having you guys down here. So that should be a lot of fun. So everyone, if you are within the area, definitely make plans. And these shows might sell out too. So.
Yeah.
I would secure your tickets early to make sure that
That'd
you can
be
be
terrible. If we go all the way out there and it sells out.
Brutal.
That's not a homeless guy outside. That's me.
Well, we'll know because you're wearing the Crystal Lake shirt.
Yeah.
And the
I'm
belt.
never taking this thing off. I'm so happy.
With a tin cup with pencils.
Right. It's just because I'm going to draw things.
Art drawings.
Drawings. So we don't have a ton of time, but first of all, congratulations on your new role over at the best horror magazine in the world.
Oh, thank you. I guess I wasn't editor when we spoke last time.
No.
I think it was about a year ago, actually. So I think it was right. I think it was
Yeah, it
around
was
this
pretty
time.
quick after.
shortly
Yeah.
after. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
course.
We were very excited to hear that.
Yeah.
But what's please for me, because I've only ever heard Wolfie say it out loud. Pronounce your exact title, please.
It's executive editor.
Okay, and Wolfie lied. He made it sound like it was another word. But then
That's
what is
exactly what I said, though.
Michael Ravenshad? I'll tell him.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah.
He was off the rails.
Yeah. But just for anyone who doesn't know, which is probably most people, what are your duties like over the course of a day entail now?
Oh boy. Well, I receive pitches all the ding dong time. There's always pitches in my inbox. There's always people being like, "Hey, I'd love to write for you. I don't know how." And so I actually have kind of like
Get a pencil.
a templated stock answer for them to be like, "Well, you've got to send me a pitch and let me know who you are and what you're about and stuff." And I get back to everyone as best I can. And then I've got a template. The magazine's bi-monthly now. I don't think
Yeah.
it was a year ago, but
Right.
we come out every other month. So I usually have about a month of planning what's going to go in the next issue, and then a little bit of time assigning. Sometimes the pieces come from me. They're just pieces that I think of that I would like to see covered in the magazine that I'll assign to a writer. And other times it's just a really cool idea that someone pitches that I like and I run with. But I made a bunch of changes to the mag in the October issue. I don't know if you guys got to check that out.
I have it. Man,
You turn your mic off.
all the time. I have it. I've only thumbed through it. I do. So as soon as I get a Rue Morgue, I have a ritual. I flip open the audio drone to make sure nobody stole our name, and then I slowly go back and start to
Let
reread
that
it.
happen. I would not let someone else
Thank you.
get any ink in my magazine with your name.
It's
You have my word.
it's been like a 25-year though fear, so like I've been looking forever. But and then I go through the reviews and then I read the columns. So I also get it I get it a month behind. So I haven't picked. I won't get the October one until the end of probably the first week in November. But
What do you mean? Why?
because I go through a comic place where I get all my books, they
One-
save them for me and then send them to me at the end of the month.
You're not a subscriber.
I'm not. You know what? I know what I'm thinking of doing now. That I was just saying earlier today, sounding like my grampy. That the tablet I got has really made my life better. So now that I have a tablet, I think I'm going to do that digitally and still continue my getting my physical my physical
So
copy.
You
But
get it early.
yep.
Read it, and then you get the physical copy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but I'm excited to see all the changes. It's I think the thing that is the best about Rue Morgue is that it has subtly evolved over the years. You know what I mean? It's never been like, some other magazines will like, in between issues, you'll pick it up and it'll be a whole new layout and there'll be a bunch of other people working and whatever else. But like, it's always been Rue Morgue,
Mm-hmm.
So in knowing where you're coming from, I have no fear of these changes and I'm excited. So can you talk about any of them?
Yeah, I'd love to. I think the one that I'm most excited about is the back page. There's a new column back there called Versus. And what we've done is we've split the page in half vertically, and we pick a contentious issue in horror, and we let one writer argue for and another to argue against, and then we put a poll up on our Facebook for readers to vote on which side they think wins.
Okay.
October issue, the poll was, should fans boycott Jeepers Creepers?
Oh, that's a good
And-
one.
Yeah, that's a real, yeah.
Faculty of Horror host was actually arguing in favor. I don't think she actually believes that she wants to boycott the film, but it turned into an argument about separating art from the artist, right?
Yeah.
And so she was essentially arguing that that you cannot and that you should not. And so the poll was neck and neck for a good portion of the month, but she did win in the end.
Wow.
So I'm excited for that section. I'm excited to get tongues wagging about debates like that, because that's part of horror. That's part of the fandom. That's part of the culture.
Absolutely. I mean, even just in our little microcosm, like some of our most memorable shows have been our debates, and it obviously, the great thing about it is it gets people talking on social media and just in person, and I think it's a great tactic, a great way to sort of drum up some more discussion for sure, and get some different viewpoints, because as last few weeks we've reviewed some very divisive films, and so it's always interesting to hear both sides, and I think it's a fantastic idea.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's I'm super excited for that, and I think that it's funny the way the horror community works is that they're very. It's like you go to conventions and it's a very loving community and very like communal. And there are a few things that like get people like super hot at each other, other than like maybe like typical nerd bantering or whatever else. But this even before there was going to be a Jeepers Creepers 3, Victor Salva was a very hot button topic in the community. So you swung for the fences on the first one.
Yes, I sure did. That's my style. Did you guys see what was going on Twitter today?
Was it with the Victor Salva stuff?
No, I was thinking of Trauma and Lloyd Kaufman acting the fool today. What are they fighting about? I guess it's the recent Alamo Drafthouse controversy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with Harry Knowles.
Yeah. I guess somebody got under his skin and he just went off. And sometimes Twitter feed is just a no. Community, man, loving each other.
I just watched Apocalypse Soon, which is the making of Citizen Toxie, so it's not hard for me to imagine him acting the fool.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I want to love that guy. Like I wrote a piece on him for Rue Morgue for Horror Movie Heroes, and just championing the underdog and his DIY ethos. I think it's so rad, but not always the best taste.
And he's got a cool gimmick too, right? Like he's the purveyor of trash with the, but talks to you like the poet laureate of, like it's like everything about him is pretty cool. Like I'm just not a Trauma guy.
I am.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, you are.
Speaking of both sides, right here, we have
and goddamn proud of it too, man.
Both sides, human and something else.
subhuman.
Yeah, human and
Well,
Morlock.
we'll think about what
community.
you are later, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, but I did not see that. I'll have to look into that. I was pretty head down today, but it's too bad. I mean, there's a lot of with that and with just within the film community, I guess there's been a lot of stuff going on the last couple weeks. So
I've stepped away from Twitter since that Wingard debacle. Actually, like I actually turned off my notifications because that was all just that's the ugly side of fandom there, I guess.
Yeah.
But
You guys see that new Death Note?
yeah.
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 I thought it was, I don't know. He did.
It was okay.
Yeah, I liked it. I wasn't. I didn't kick him off the island. I was worried that after Blair Witch, like he was in trouble. He was going to get kicked off the island. But
Oof.
And to be fair, though, we're not familiar with the source material.
no.
We just saw it as the movie,
Yeah.
so we didn't watch the anime or read the. We know it exists, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, we were-
alien to us.
We were going in cold on the film, and I really dug it actually, and I'm a fan of Wingard's, and it's sad to see the sort of the backlash that he's getting from all the the diehard anime fans, and obviously he supposedly deleted his Twitter and was getting death threats, and we saw one online petition of someone who was trying to get him fired from the Kong versus Godzilla film, and
Yeah.
it's
Not safe.
it's insane. Yeah, people
Yeah.
seriously, this is we should go to that person's job and try to get them fired.
Yeah.
Like
No, I don't want fries with that, Jack. But the reality of it is that playing my nerd card now, I find that though I am not a big like anime and manga guy, there is a lot of parity seemingly between both the horror community and the gamer community. And like all of my RPG friends, my tabletop gaming group, they all love the different source materials, and they were either indifferent or disliked this, but they didn't want to Salem witch trial anybody over it. So my argument might be maybe I'm lucky, but I don't even know if those were the hardcore anime fans. Like it's always the biggest, I feel like they have so much time to be angry and yell about things. Like when are they watching any of this?
right.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting how these subcultures get so protective of their niche, because it's funny because these are kind of these are outsider subcultures to begin with, right? Like the horror fans were never really the cool kids. The anime fans, they get picked on and stuff, and then they find their niche and they're so protective of it that it's contrary to what you would expect.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd think that it's that whole thing where everyone sort of wants to relate to someone else, but then when other people try to intrude on that, I think people get really protective for better or worse, and and it can get a little nuts, I guess.
Right. And you also have you see this a lot in Ashamedly So, in the wrestling community, where you have the ability to disagree with a public figure now. You know what I mean? Before, if they said something on TV, that was it. Or if they said something in a print interview or whatever else, it's like, oh, what a fucking jerk that guy is. Jim Cornette doesn't know anything about wrestling or whatever else. Now, like he says something and 900,000 people can, in different level, politely disagree or insult his mother.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a weird thing.
Yeah, there's once again talking about the good and the bad. That's the good side is the celebrities can interact directly with their fans, and I think that's pretty awesome. But on the flip side, they can interact with their fans. So
right.
So there certainly is a good and bad to it.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I love that the new format, and I think it's a great idea to have that kind of versus angle. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what else you guys do. One thing I wanted to ask is we've had Tony Timpone on before, obviously from Fangoria, and in talking about Fangoria is no longer in print. They're it's all digital or just a website. I don't even.
There was a rumor. I don't even want to say there's a rumor on their website, like they were hyping a print issue, and I don't know if anything ever came out of it. But
yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that. And but one thing I wanted to ask Andrew is, obviously print is what it is, and it's certainly not as popular as it once was. And I don't know if that was part of the decision to go bi-monthly. But what's your impression of digital versus physical media as far as the magazine goes?
Well, part of my mandate, if you want to call it, as editor, is that we really have to set the magazine in contradistinction to the internet. We can't compete with the internet. We can't hope to, and we shouldn't try to, and we needn't. I think we have a level of insight, and our writers are just the right kind of cerebral that our material on horror is a bit more literary and it lends itself nicely to print. And I think people who like to engage with horror on the level that we do are going to be happy to pick up a magazine and have it and keep it and collect it, you know, as the artifact that it is, as the snapshot of the time that it is. Yeah, I don't remember the question.
It's fine. You pretty much had answered it, because that's one of the things is you know, between physical and digital is you can't compete, because back then in the 80s you went to Fangoria for your news. That's where you got your news.
Right.
And now you just wake up in the morning, open up Twitter, and there's your news right there, you know. So it's a completely different monster now all of a sudden. And there's no way. I mean, you can't just do news and, you know, talk about the films coming out, because by the time that hits print, everyone has, you know, already knows about them. So
that's right. Yeah, we can't compete with the news. And the other byproduct of the internet with social media, like you were saying, is there's a huge community, and horror fans are interacting with one another on a level never before seen.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that I wanted to tap into with the issue right now, is addressing the lived culture, the way people eat, sleep, and breathe horror.
Right.
You know, it's not just about the movies at all.
Right. And you're on, like, you know, another thing that you can't get in the internet is like, and one thing I've noticed since you've been at the wheel is like a just a different being a fan of your show and your web series. I know that you're a horror fan, so please don't take this the wrong way, but it's almost like, you know, when somebody who's like not a fan comes in and has like a different look at things. Like I'm thinking specifically of your like the article on the Mandela syndrome and like how it relates to like horror myths and stuff like that. Like that's the sort of stuff, like not only you can't get on the internet, like it's like a very smart horror fan, like, you know, like point of view. Like it's a very smart it's like a quirk, it's like an individual, like something that's not going to be like 10 magazines wouldn't do that. Like they would just do an article about, you know, Jeepers Creepers 3 maybe, or you know, whatever the, you know, Death Note or whatever else. That's definitely in the magazine. Like there's a unique thing there, and I think that sort of stuff is great, and that's why, in addition to the fact that I will always be like a print guy, at least of Remorque, because it's, you know, just such a great book, and it's so great to, you know, hold it, and it stands out on the shelves. And, you know, like, you know, that sort of thing. When you pick that up, like, that actually was a content generator for me that day, because then I got on social media and was like, hey, have you guys read this? Like, or the article about the summer school kids. What is the name? Chainsaw and
Oh yeah, Chainsaw Dave.
Yeah, like you know, that sort of stuff was just like, you know, like it just felt like it was all like not. It was just a neat version of like somebody with a unique point of view. I think that's what I'm rambling about, and also like. Like a horror fan too, you know what I mean? Because there's a certain way that you kind of go about doing a horror magazine forever. And now, like, I picked that up, and I've always loved the magazine, but like I just love the things that like I didn't expect I was going to see Chainsaw and Dave, and I didn't, you know, like I didn't even know, like I had to look up what that, you know, that Mandela syndrome thing was. That's probably not saying. I'm making it sound like an Italian zombie film, but like
no, you're making it sound like Mandela.
Yeah. Well, it is Mandela though, right? Like, because what had happened is that it was everyone had thought he had died, and it had become like a pop culture consensus that he had died. So them you know, like it's one of those things. Like who were they? I was reading a thing about Brandon Fraser. When Brandon Fraser actually dies, some people are going to be shocked because they all assumed he had died.
He'd already died. Yeah.
Like really?
Yeah, weird, right? Like. I just saw him on some TV show the other day, so I knew he was
he's not
alive.
Working anymore?
I guess
the best people could come up with. He must be dead.
Right. Well, that again is the bad part of the internet. If it's not in my face all the time, like it's obviously destroyed, right? Like you have to come out and be the dancing monkey for me every single day. But I guess he's unfortunately fallen on some hard times. He's had a bad divorce, and he hurt himself cutting down a tree. It's like all like absolutely ludicrous
cutting
stuff.
down a tree.
Yeah. Like I guess the and I thought that this was the stupidest thing I've ever. If you ever want to know why it takes me 7.5 years to write an album, it's because like I'll be sitting online and I'll read like Brandon Fraser got hurt reading a tree, cutting down a tree. That can't be true, and I'll spend the whole entire day trying to like you know, figure out, is it true? Did he hurt himself trying to like cut down a tree? Like. So yeah, I'm an idiot.
So is it?
I guess, yeah. I mean, if the good people at Us Magazine say it's true, that's where the news comes from, right? Like, so, a tree fell in his yard, and he lives in Connecticut, and they're in a tropical storm, and he was cutting it with a chainsaw, and it gave faster than he thought it would, and he blew out his back.
You sure
Was
wasn't,
he was working on George of the Jungle 2 or something?
don't
what
know.
was his story?
sure wasn't Chainsaw and Dave?
No.
All right, enough about Brandon Fraser.
Yeah, we spent way too long on it.
Yeah,
It was 2 minutes.
No,
Take it
no.
easy.
yeah. Now
Month
everyone knows
0.
he's not dead. So
Yeah,
we
I
did
feel
our
like I did something for...
we did our good for the day.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. You'll be
Colin.
getting your check from TMZ in the mail.
Right.
The final thing I did want to talk about is what you guys have going on over at the Faculty of Horror. I know you just dropped a new episode the other day, and
Did you hear it?
I have not listened to it yet. It's queued up though.
I had such trouble with the audio. You would think after 4 years of doing this damn show.
It just makes more trouble the longer you do it.
And like I tested and I saw the levels were okay, and then
Yeah.
we record, and then 2 weeks later I'm sitting down to edit it, and Alex's mic is just off. Like I'm picking her up on mine, and I'm crystal clear, but she's in a tin can.
Yeah,
So, ever makes me so mad.
that is frustrating, and I have always, I'm going to knock on wood. We've never lost an episode or lost anything, but about
We can dream.
about 2 years ago, I got a backup recorder that has actually saved me a couple times. So,
That's smart.
it all depends on your gear setup, of course. But thankfully, we would have lost some episodes if it weren't for that. So, yeah, it's always frustrating. It's kind of the plight of the podcaster, right? Is something invariably goes wrong. So, well, it's a shame that happened, but I'm sure the content is still great. I'm looking forward to checking it out. And
Thank you. It's about Cube. Have you guys seen Cube?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Cool. I never know with these little indie Canadian gems. Like everybody was like, Pontypool, what the fuck?
well, that's definitely one of our favorites, probably.
Yeah.
Would be
Oh.
Pontypool, yeah.
I'm a big
Very
Pontypool
cool.
mark.
That's a good one.
Yeah, so no, I haven't seen Cube in years since I worked at a video store when I saw it.
Came
So
out like 20 years ago or something like that.
yeah, it was 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be curious to definitely check that out. It'll probably, kind of knock some cobwebs loose as I listen to it. I may have to do a rewatch of it as well soon.
Nice.
So did you guys announce what you have coming up on your next episode, or is that still to be?
Yes.
Okay, great. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, sure. Like we go big in October. Our October episode, our Halloween episode, we like to do something big. And Alex has been begging me to do this for years, and I didn't want to, and I know why I didn't want to. But in light of George Romero's recent passing, now is the time. We are going to tackle the original Living Dead trilogy,
Wow.
Nice.
I can't wait.
You're definitely going big there.
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's going to be like a 4-hour episode potentially.
Potentially.
That's going to be tough to.
It records on both mics.
Yes,
Wow,
exactly.
nice.
That's it's going to be a tough edit, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, me too.
That's going to be a fun
Uh,
listen.
But it'll be. I think I didn't want to do it for a long time because I got really sick of talking about zombies. I got
Sure.
sick of hearing about zombies. You know, like I wrote my book so long ago that my insights are just kind of like base level. Like it's about us.
Yeah.
It's about consumerism. Like that's not brilliant master's degree earning shit anymore. And I'm sick of it. And but yeah, I think now's a great time for a retrospective. It was
Yeah.
obviously a really big deal when George Romero passed. I don't know if you know, but there was a huge service here in Toronto at the cemetery where his family just opened it up to anybody. Anybody could come in and check it out and see the casket and everything. Like they opened their arms to the fans for that day, and it was very moving and lovely.
Wow. Yeah, I did not know about that. That's pretty nuts, but pretty awesome.
Good
Because,
for them.
Yeah.
Well, they were, a Hollywood family through and through. Like I just watched The Dark Half the other day, and I'm ashamed her name escapes me, but his wife, was in it.
Christine Romero.
Yeah, thank you. So pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait. That's going to be a great one because those films are, obviously on the surface they're the great zombie films, but they are kind of dense if you want to dig a little deeper, and it's interesting, especially the fact that we talk about Night of the Living Dead and how it was kind of a statement, and George didn't really intend it that way. So it's just really interesting how it kind of became something that it wasn't intended to be, you know?
That's right. And I feel like in his career, when he kind of started trying to make these statements, he kind of lost. I mean, Day of the Dead, I love it, but it's murky. And then what came after that? What have we got? Survival and Diary just didn't resonate with me at all.
Yeah, Land, I think, was still okay as far as it was the fourth best of them, but it still was. It's in a different category from Survival and Diary.
After that, it just took a major nosedive.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. So that's really exciting. I can't wait for that. I'm super excited to hear that episode. And I don't want to keep you too much longer here, Andrew. So I want to start to wrap things up. But we have I don't know if you want to weigh in. We have a question that we're going to discuss later on, because the film we're reviewing, Night of Something Strange, has something about an infectious disease. And I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but do you have a favorite infectious disease film? It could be zombie.
Do you have a favorite infectious disease?
I like chlamydia.
That I'm afflicted with currently, or ever had?
I'm partial to gonorrhea myself.
Real disease, yeah. Some discharge keeps things interesting. Well, shit. If Pontypool isn't a cop out to refer back to the film we were just referring to, I think that is such an amazing idea of this disease. And Tony Burgess, he lives in Toronto as well. I run into him now and then. When we put out that Pontypool episode, he actually reached out to us on Facebook and was like, "Yeah, you hit the nail on the head," which was kind of hilarious because the book is quite different from the movie.
Yeah,
it's a bit hard to follow, if I'm completely honest. But Pontypool has an anniversary coming up, and I think I'd like to invite Tony to write something for the mag for it.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Reflecting back on his own film, he's a brilliant writer.
Yeah, it's that's one of the ones when people ask. I don't know if it's still on Netflix here in America, but a lot of times people would ask, "Oh, what's a good horror movie I can watch on Netflix or whatever?" And that was, I think, our go-to for a while. So I don't know if it's still on there, but yeah, it's a fantastic film. So no, that's a great answer, and one I hadn't even thought of, like when I was trying to think of mine. So I'm glad you contributed that one.
Yeah, that's a real good one. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you guys got?
Well, we haven't given ours yet.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So,
I don't. You know what's funny is we could say it's one of those things though where like aquatic creatures in these disease movies are two things that like even as someone who likes to be afraid, like I'll watch an aquatic creature movie because I know like a movie about a good movie about a killer alligator will scare me every time, you know.
Yep.
But these, infectious disease films, like there was one not too long ago. I can't remember the name, but I saw the trailer for it in the cinema when I went and saw one of the Planet of the Apes films, and I was like, fuck, like I don't like now seeing this trailer is even going to make me uncomfortable all day. Like it's one of those things that scare me. I think I read the Andromeda Strain like too young.
Oh yeah.
Like so like when I was making my list, it was really really hard to not, like when I was talking about things I actually enjoyed, it was hard for me not to go to zombie road. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because that I think that's the low hanging fruit that a lot of people will go for, which is no problem with that. But there's other ones out there. So
I have a good one that is you might call it a degree of nepotism because it's someone that's part of our extended family, and it's only a short, and I don't know how, but and it's probably now it's kind of similar to Pontypool actually now that I think about it out loud, but
a little bit, yeah.
But our good friend Jarrett Blinkhorn's short Signal to Noise, is very short, and the punchline, the disease part is like almost understated in a sense, but like from when I first got the opportunity to sit down and watch it very recently, like I've been thinking about it like incessantly, like that sort of like being a music and audiophile, like that sort of noise as a delivery method for chemical manipulation, like and it's a little, because it's a short, and it's a little more, it's a little less ambiguous than say Pontypool, like you see what happened, but I believe it's available. I'll if it is, I'll send you a link. Or
I don't think it is, but
Really?
we can. I think we can get a link to.
Sure. You'd
to
really
Andrea.
like it, I think. Andrea.
But it's actually going to be playing. I was actually going to mention that later, but this is a great little moment to drop it in. But our buddy Jarrett Blinkhorn, will be in Philadelphia this weekend for the Philadelphia Unnamed Film Fest, and he's going to be showing it there. So, just a little plug there. The Philadelphia Unnamed Film Fest has some pretty awesome flicks playing. They're actually playing Tragedy Girls as well down there.
Nice.
So
Very cool.
Yeah, some great films are going to be screening down there, and our buddy Jarrett Blinkhorn's going to be. I think he's in attendance and showing it. So, yeah, it's a great one, and I probably wouldn't have picked it because we're in it too. So
that's true. I get off
Yeah.
the hook because I don't know, it's something dumb. I was in the hospital or something. Couldn't go, but like it was
yeah.
We were really good in it, though.
Yeah, you were good.
Yeah, you were amazing.
I was fucking amazing. You're
Yeah.
right. I didn't have to wear the goo.
You could write a Rue Morgue's worth of articles about Raven Shadow's craft services adventures that day.
Oh, listen.
I've been hearing about it since the
Andrew,
shoot.
you don't even know. They had dominoes and they had an arcade game.
Great.
I'm
They
taking
did.
pictures for the Gen Feb issue.
Well,
I'm going to go with mine because I don't want someone to steal it, and I'm going to go with the Crazies,
nice one. I tried to watch The Crazies today, but on
and that's the 1973 Romero.
Well,
version.
here's what's funny. I tried to watch the new one today, but on Amazon for some reason, in Shudder or wherever it was, they had the new poster art
Yeah.
in the starring the new people, and I clicked on it. And it was the old movie.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I just wasn't. That's not what I wanted to watch.
Do you guys have to have them real quick, or do you want?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
My favorite is one that you would think it would be an independent film. It's not. It's a big Hollywood blockbuster. Lots of name actors in it as well, and I really dig
no.
this film,
Yeah.
Contagion.
Yeah, Contagion's good. Yeah.
I think Contagion is a fantastic movie, and also creeps itself very close to what could actually happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, with foodborne illnesses
Sure.
and things of that nature. So, yeah, it's definitely Contagion.
I
for me.
really
just
thought you were going
love
to
that
say
movie.
Outbreak because of how similar you look to the star of that film.
I don't look like Rene Russo. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
the Outbreak monkey.
I have a
Oh, yes, I do.
a real quick story about Contagion. When I was I saw it in the theater. When I was in the theater, as soon as like halfway through the movie, someone behind me coughed, and I was like, I fucking flipped out. I was like, oh my fucking god, I got it now. So I just thought that was kind of funny. You have one, Raven Shadow?
Yeah, I mean, is I don't know, 28 days later
Yeah,
too
yeah,
on the
yeah.
nose. I mean,
Oh.
No,
I enjoyed
no,
it.
that's a great choice.
Yeah.
I was recently. I saw Sunshine recently. Did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Cillian
I've
Murphy.
always
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's so proud of himself.
Yeah, I just saw a movie.
It's got Chris Evans in it.
She's not
Yeah, I
impressed.
don't know how that one got
No.
how it got past me. I was like, how is this Danny Boyle Event Horizon
Yeah,
knockoff? How have I not seen it till now? I saw it just last week. I loved it.
Oh, awesome.
That makes me more excited because I actually am not a fan of 28 Days Later. So when that was coming out again, like I skipped it. Like I didn't miss it. Like I bypassed it. But now in retrospect, I'm hearing a lot of people whose opinions I trust very much are repping for it. So super excited.
Well, there you go. So we'll talk some more about him later.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that was a fun little thing. So to wrap up here, if anyone is within driving distance, you need to get to Cinema Salem on Saturday, October 7th, and Sunday, October 8th. And
Yeah, come see us.
yeah, absolutely. Get to go to the double feature and the Q&A that Alex and Andrew are going to be hosting with stars from Friday the 13th. And then also the next night on the Sunday, they're doing their live podcast. And is that, Andrew, are you guys going to, any plans to record it? Or is it just like one and done and you're just going to do it live and that's it?
No, we're going to record it.
Cool, okay.
It's not our October episode. I guess I'll just bank it for use later. I mean, we're talking for an hour. Typically, when we record the Faculty of Horror, we talk for about 2 hours. And then after I've cut it down and then put all the clips in, we're at about an hour and a half.
Yep.
So it'll be a shorty.
It's
Yeah,
always,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's always good to have those sort of in the
Yeah,
bank.
you never know what's gonna happen. We actually talk all the time how we don't have that.
Yeah.
And we because of that, something eventually is gonna happen. But
Mars,
Right.
you-
Well, I just want to do, before Andrew shoves off here, I just want to do my new, I guess it will be a tradition as of now when Andrew is on. I am a big fan of the Faculty of Horror, as anyone who, listens to this show and knows me knows.
Yep.
I like to give an episode recommendation.
Oh, there you go.
And if it is the same one that I did last time, I apologize. But I don't think it is because I've really... I found I'd actually downloaded this episode and found it in a weird place the other day and started listening to it totally out of season. But it's episode 22. You better watch out. It's the Rare Exports A Christmas Tale episode.
Ah.
Yeah, I like both of your Christmas and the Krampus one very, very much. Both those two
So-
episodes are amazing.
Cool. Thank you.
Cool. So there's a recommendation from good old Dynamo. Go check that out if you have not listened to the Faculty of Horror, and if not, what are you waiting for? Go subscribe right now, and check it out.
Thank you, guys.
Of course. All right, Andrea. Well, it was awesome having you on. I know we went a little bit over what we had discussed, but it's always fun talking horror with you, and looking forward to seeing you in person in a couple weeks and checking out the live podcast. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool. Can't wait to meet your belt.
It's not as cool as the one that I had before that said G, that I didn't realize that it said G until somebody brought it up. I got to
That
make
didn't
up
come out
reason.
right. That's exactly why I need to edit my live podcast.
It's totally fine. I'll make sure you know ahead of time what I have on so you can just bypass me.
Perfect.
Right, so it'll be good.
And is there anything else you want to plug or any social media that you want to talk about before we say goodbye?
Oh, jeepers. There are a million ways to find me on social media. I'm not gonna direct you anywhere. But if you're a Guillermo del Toro fan, he just started his At Home with Monsters exhibit here in Toronto, and I had the great honor and privilege of hosting his press conference for that yesterday morning.
Amazing.
Nice.
Congratulations.
I know he speaks so beautifully. He speaks so beautifully about horror, about monsters, and I slid a bit of a political jab in with my question at the end, and he handled it so beautifully. So if that interests you to check out, have a look at my Facebook page. I'm Lady Hellbat on Facebook, and that was a fun chat.
Yeah, I saw the picture and I was pretty jealous. That's pretty awesome that you got to host that. And speaking of Guillermo del Toro, I'm really looking forward to his new film, The Shape of Water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're reviewing it in the issue, and consensus is that it's not a horror film. It's a dark fantasy fairy tale, as he is wont to do, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the review also touched on there's some pretty racy parts. Apparently, there's
Interesting.
a little bit of masturbation.
All right.
Treat. Jesus Christ.
Jesus. With that, we'll end on a
On
high
that
note.
note, I gotta go, guys.
Yeah,
Hey, I got to go too.
Well, there goes my podcast.
yeah. All right, Andrew. Thanks so much for coming to hang out with us for a little bit, and really looking forward to the live show in Salem. And everyone should make plans to get out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, thanks again for joining us, and everyone go check out Faculty of Horror and Rue Morgue.
Thanks.
All right,
Next
Andrea.
week.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So there we go. Mars, who are you staring at?
Both
Looking
of them.
at
Both of them.
He's giving us that stern look, like, why'd you have to open up your
This is one of my favorite journalists in the world.
Oh, you big
I'm so nervous every time she's on.
Yeah, I know. I could smell
Like
it.
Who are easing the tension?
I can smell it. What the fuck?
That's weird.
Who says that?
Just, I try not to talk, and then I take I have a belt.
Yeah. Hey, she can't wait to meet your belt. What do you want? What are you
I just
complaining
shut up.
about?
I hate you. I hate your families for having you. I hope the Morlocks throw you out of the kingdom. And you should. Earlier I said that you were better.
Yeah.
I was lying.
Play that
Bold-faced
timestamp.
lie.
Timestamp that best of.
All right. Well, we're going to head to a break in just a moment, Raven Shadow. We're going to review Night of Something Strange. What do you do to prepare
28
for this
days later,
movie?
kind of as a movie.
Why don't you go back to the fucking well? You know, I gotta work early, Johnny. I'm gonna mow the lawn.
Gonna mow the lawn.
I was
Okay,
gonna mow the
yeah.
lawn. Yeah, I was tied up. I was doing some painting over the weekend. It's true. So I mow the lawn, take a shower. It's nice. You know what? I ordered some takeout. I get some fucking nice.
What kind?
fucking Italian.
Of course.
Italian takeout. Got them on speed dial. and I start to film. Opening sequence.
Uh-oh, you're eating while you're watching this film?
The fucking marinara sauce, Johnny. It's fucking gross and disgusting. Did I throw up? Did I watch the movie? I don't know, but I strapped on.
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites. Available on iTunes, Google Music, Amazon, CD Baby, and all other digital distribution sites.
This is Matt Kennedy of Astron 6. You might know me as Manborg. You might know me as Father John Sullivan in Father's Day. But what's important right now is that you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
I'm Ruby Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, TheDeadites.com, and TrickOrTreatRadio.com.
I can tell you I'm never coming back on this show. Especially now that I did that thing that you just didn't do. Which I will be sending you an invoice for.
Hello, this is the Sasquatch, aka Bigfoot, but you can just call me Frank. And when I'm not stomping around the woods throwing rocks at hunters, I like to listen to the Paranormal Punchers podcast. That's right, Paranormal Punchers. They talk about all things paranormal, and they're hilarious. Go find them on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and ParanormalPunchers.com.
We are back on Trick or Treat Radio. Mars, you open up your pizza?
Yeah.
My God, look at that damn thing. That's actually scary looking.
Raven J just sent something that's gonna make Raven Shadow fucking flip out. I can't wait. I can't wait to. I don't know if he's already seen it or not, but I can't wait to.
No, if he did, we would have heard about it by now.
I feel terrible if I didn't say happy birthday to Raven J the other day.
I'm on Facebook less and less these days, so I don't know when people have birthdays.
I'm almost certain I sent him a birthday message. I'm almost certain I did.
I'm in a weird place right now because I don't have a like any structure. You know what I mean? So I'll, like I said, like I'll waste my time reading about Brandon Fraser, or I'll write 3 pages of script at 7 o'clock in the morning and then sleep till.
Do you see it?
That's fucking awesome.
No, and I did see it, and I didn't show it to anybody during Andrea's interview because I'm a fucking professional.
Yeah, you're a professional, all right.
I didn't do the laugh.
Oh, that
noise.
Woo!
That's the one.
Yep.
Why are you so hung up on everyone's laugh?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I find
Especially
laughter.
when me and Wolfie literally just thought you were having a seizure when you saw
I
it.
find laughter to be very, very funny
That's good.
and interesting. People's laughs, they're an interest of mine.
Wait, that's an improvement.
Well, I'm not talking the rest of the
That
show.
is. That's fucking nice. Look at that. That's fucking classy right there, man.
That is fucking awesome, Raven J.
Johnny,
That is really good.
can you make that image come to my email
Why do your email?
so I can print it?
Dude,
You can ask for permission before you do 8x10s.
All right, Raven J. Can I print that and put it on my wall?
You'll be the only one.
No, I won't.
Dude, you go to Facebook, tap on the picture,
Yeah, he doesn't
save
need
the
it.
picture
He
there.
doesn't know.
I know,
Give me
but
his phone. I'll do it.
No,
for
I
you.
saved. No, my phone it's complicated.
you're complicated. Now, actually, you're pretty simple. Your phone is complicated.
It's not that. I got it. I saved it.
Okay. Let's see the
let's
picture.
see.
Let's see the picture that you saved.
I'll send it to your email.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
Everyone's sending it to Raven Shadow right now.
what are you doing? You taking a picture?
I feel
Oh.
I feel terrible that I didn't like. I'm such a big fan. He's such a good guy, and he makes so much content for the show. I feel like the biggest piece of turd in the history of turd.
oh, because you missed his birthday? You know what? Know who didn't?
You.
Michael Raven Shadow. And know who got? Little piece of forever memory.
Forever memory?
Yeah,
Forever
well,
memory.
you know what? You didn't get this fucking pizza with food that's never on a pizza.
That's true.
Did you take a picture of it?
How is it?
Gummy-licious.
How fucking old is that?
That's my favorite meat.
It has a thing on it that says support war bonds. That's fucking weird.
Come on. That's
Not
new.
really.
I bought it from a new store, too.
Could be from the future.
Nice. And I have Raven J's permission. Okay.
Yeah, for all we know, that could be a hydrate level 4, please, pizza from Back to the Future 2.
Thank you, Raven J.
Don't let me talk when we have guests on anymore.
Okay.
I'm the worst.
No problem. You know how to shut off your mic. You can do it yourself.
Live fast, live hard, and die with your mask.
Oh
Your
shit!
album cover?
You know what? I
Biography.
I was listening to 88.1 the other day, which is a local radio station, and it's when me and my kid were coming home, and the broadcaster of I think his whole take was that he was doing like intelligent heavy metal, like he played like Clutch and played some other band that had that sort of like it had the song was very like political and articulate, and he said your catchphrase.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Listen, I stole that first.
I didn't call him, but
Yeah.
I just want to let you know.
He's fucking dead.
I'll listen next
he's
Sunday
not.
and find out.
Nice. Well, he knows talent.
Hey, maybe he copied you for all we know.
He's a big talent.
He's a big talent. I like that guy.
Oh, there's pizza under here. That's how this works.
Look at those little slices.
That's fucking weird.
That is like Freddy Krueger Part 6 makeup right there.
Some of the Play-Doh Fun Factory.
Yeah. Holy
I don't know,
shit.
I'd be scared to eat that.
Everybody wants some.
No, don't be scared. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk anymore. Sorry.
All right.
I got a belt.
Can't-
Room
hey,
morgue is good.
She can't wait to see your belt.
Shut up.
I tied my shoes. Yay!
I didn't tie my shoes, but Coop tied my shoes in Long Beach, and I'm still living off that good shoe tying. Just slipping them on.
It's nice.
Ledger is hanging out, and
great.
he had a funny comment earlier. I'm looking for it again.
Happy birthday, Ledger.
Yeah, it was his birthday a little while ago too.
I said happy birthday to him.
Did you draw you a picture?
No.
Huh.
He showed me a picture of him dressed as a Disney character, so I like that good
Oh,
too.
jeez, in the hot tub?
No.
Where his mousey is?
No, he was. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Slegot's hanging out. He says,
Yeah.
"What's up, everyone? Love me some Faculty of Horror," and Andrea kicks ass.
Yeah.
It's from about 20 minutes ago. Croncast Josh says, "I can't wait for the October Faculty of Horror episode." Where is... man, I think I lost... Ledger's... I think I lost his comment somewhere.
Hopefully they weren't making fun of me. I can't take it.
I don't think he made fun of you. Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Johnny don't love you like I love you, Ledger.
Oh, I found it. He says, "Tell Dynamo to close his mouth when he speaks."
Thanks, Ledger. Real nice. Kick me when I'm down or more down. I'm going back in the chat room to defend myself.
Oh.
Did you see this movie, Raymond Chattel?
I fucking saw it. So this is part of the film where I'm...
Oh, hold on. We haven't got to anything yet.
All right, well, this guy's about to.
All right, so we're going to talk about our film for the week. We're going to be talking about Night of Something Strange. This flick hit VOD last year in 2016, toward the end of the year. And it is 94 minutes, comedy horror. It's not rated. And it is written and directed by Jonathan Straiton, and also co-written by Ron Bonk.
Ron Bonk.
Ron Bonk.
Wrong bong.
That dude's gonna listen and be like, "Why are they making fun of me?" It's an in joke, I guess. Ganga bong.
Wrong bong.
Oh, fuck.
All right. The film stars Trey Harrison, Rebecca Kasich, Wayne Johnson, Michael Merchant, Tony Ann Gamble, Nicola Fiore, John Walsh, Janet Mason, Terrence Taylor, and Kira O'Brien.
Terry Taylor?
No, Terrence Taylor.
Oh.
Tailor-made man,
The
Terrence Taylor.
The Red Rooster's in this movie. All right.
Don't get cocky.
And the synopsis we have here: teenage friends out for beach week get unexpectedly detoured to an isolated motel where deadly STD virus now runs rampant, turning those infected into the living dead. What, Raven Chatham?
That's fuck.
So I don't remember who it was. I'll have to look it up. Someone had asked that we review this on YouTube, and so I put it on the list. And we had kind of a little hole of releases, so we decided to go into the flicks that were on there, and this came up.
So who gave the pass to have us review this film?
Who
Somebody
gave the
knew.
pass?
Yeah, who said this is the movie we're going to review next?
Well, I guess Johnny did, but he
Johnny,
was inspired.
was it
by
you?
Well, Mars and I.
Well, which one was it?
We make a lot of decisions together.
Oh, ain't that cute? Well, you both deserve a punch in the fucking face.
So it was Brandon. Brandon says,
Oh, yeah.
this is a month ago, he says, "Could you guys review Night of Something Strange sometime soon?" So I said, "Hey, sure, I'll add it to the list." And so he says, "Yes, it's currently on Amazon. I recently found your podcast last year and binge watched until I got caught up. You're my number one favorite podcast, and I definitely look forward to Wednesday night. Being a huge horror movie fan and collector, I love and appreciate what you guys bring to the show Wednesday nights. You have great film knowledge and feedback and always make me laugh. Keep up the good work." So sorry, Brandon. I don't know if we're going to be too kind. I gotta.
Okay, there's nobody
Just-
that's named Brandon
just-
in the movie,
Just
so
gave,
we're good.
Oh, it could be a fake
How
name.
many times in the chat today, maybe Wolfie didn't see because he's busy, did I complainingly say, do you remember?
You remember what?
And I guess I'm wrong, that this is going to be Monster Zero's favorite movie.
I think I saw you say it once.
I said it a few times because I was mad.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, well, you know.
That just happened.
Something bad just happened.
Yeah.
I ate that gummy egg and everything.
All right, so first off, let me start off by saying gummy egg. You get at least it's better than a gummy eye. Oh man! All right, so this flick starts off. We have a dude who's in a morgue. I don't know why he's in a morgue. Do you guys know?
Because he works there.
He's a
He's
janitor.
he's a janitor. He's got the
janitor,
mop
okay,
in the
yeah.
in the bucket.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Big fucking Peter Steele.
Two mop in a bucket. Fuck it.
So he is in there in the morgue, and he sees a dead body, and
I'm not doing that.
he takes the sheet off the body, and it's a dead naked girl.
Yeah.
And he proceeds to do what he wants, I guess. How would
Yeah.
you describe Raven Shadow? Give me a blow by blow.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, hey.
He performs his own sort of autopsy on the recently
His own examination.
deceased. However, what's significant is the toe tag.
Yes.
That gives the viewer a little bit of a.
Let's
insight.
call a spade here and say that is the at about 32 seconds.
Yep.
That is the first rape in the film.
Yeah, the first.
First,
Meanwhile,
yeah.
I had my first bite of food during that, and let's just say at this point in the film, I just had water because it's gross.
Look, necrophilia. You know,
Stop.
I've seen better necrophilia scenes. Okay.
That's fair. Yeah. It wasn't as romantic as Kill Bill.
He's like, my home videos. All right, and I gotta say, just because he's in the chat room, the name of the guy here that does the
Oh, yeah.
deed, his name's Cornelius.
Yes.
Yeah. And sorry, Corny, this guy's fucking evil. He pees on
Yeah.
people, dude.
Corny did say, "I'm proud that Raven Shadow's watching the movies. Maybe he'll be spared from my wrath."
Listen, Corny, these are the fucking movies I'm watching. You know, it sucks. Doing it for you, bro.
All right, so let me get some nice things out of the way. I think this movie looked fine. It looked like a movie, right?
They made him. They made
They made a movie.
It looked like a movie. Yes.
Wow, I
They're
feel
very
like such
good,
a
it
dick
did.
already.
They at least had cars.
They at least had cars.
Yeah.
It looked fine.
Yeah,
the movie
yeah,
looked
yes,
fine.
Yes.
They made whole movies with a camera, for God's sakes. I mean, come on, give them that much credit.
And this is more than I've done. I have not made a movie. I've made a short film and a music video, and that's it. You know, I've never made a movie. It takes a lot of fucking work, dedication. So I just want to, I feel bad giving a disclaimer, but I just don't have a ton of nice things to say. So I want to say some nice things, I guess. And yeah, right off the bat, we have necrophilia. I guess necrophilia is always against the person's will, right? Because they don't know what's happening.
What? How many minutes have passed?
8.
Okay, so
By the way, we're still pre-credit sequence here.
It's fucking-
It's like 10 minutes long.
so pre-credits we have the necrophilia.
we have the Cornelius rapes his mother.
Yeah, rapes his mother, pulls out her vagina,
Yep.
eats it. He pees on his mother before that.
Yeah.
That's you know what's funny is that by the middle of the movie, that's not like spreading the disease defense. I think that he's just into water sports.
Yeah.
He does that all the
Well, I think it's like a fly
I love the
like
ridiculous.
vomiting
Yeah.
on their food.
I
you know?
love the ridiculousness of it because it's very that scene where he's pissing on his mother is very
He's breaking it down. He's
is-
breaking it down.
No, listen.
Monaco.
it's very Three Stooges
What's
like.
the subtext?
It's very Three
Society.
Stooges
Wait,
like.
the Three Stooges pissed
Shep
on
never
their mother.
peed on his mother.
No, but what they do is that whenever
Hey,
if
no,
they
open
have
your
water,
mouth.
if they have water hitting them in the face, they just stand there. They don't run out of the way. They don't move out of the way to avoid the stream of water hitting them in the
Test
face.
that theory. Hey, you fucking
They
stooge.
pull you. Sit down, you dick. And in this case, the mom is just standing there taking, a piss shot right in her face. She doesn't move at all. It's ridiculous.
Well,
Think
she's-
about it.
I think she's kind of surprised.
No.
No. Is it Tiny White?
Yeah, I know, right? I know. That's what. And
That
then when
does
and
not
then when
look like Tiny White.
yeah, it looks
Oh,
exactly
who's
like
that,
Tiny
though?
White. Brink Stevens.
Oh, okay, I knew it was.
That does not.
But that
and
looks
does
like
not
Tiny
look
White,
me.
and that is you. And there is a certain scene in here.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I totally thought that.
You got it too.
I hate you.
At the hotel scene.
There's a certain hotel scene in which those two get together.
Yeah.
I don't get a song for you. Stay asleep.
All right.
No,
Let's
we're
go.
teasing. We're teasing. That's not true.
All right.
That's a nice
This is
belt.
right up there with Chalkman.
Look at Brink.
She looks good for her age.
She looks
huh?
fantastic.
She looks good for any age.
Yes.
She's a great lady and a
Yes, very nice.
underrated actress, I think.
I thought, is that it, MZ? I thought you were gonna break it down
Now,
and
don't break it down.
Break it down.
do a whole like play-by-play.
Nope. I'm good.
I thought you were gonna fucking love this.
No.
What is the difference?
This
Does this
was-
look too good? Is
This
that
was
what's the matter?
insulting. This was so stupid.
I agree, but like I feel like this is coming from the guy who's brought me to his house more than once and tried to show me Fatty rides the bus.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with Fatty Drives the Bus. It is high arc entertainment.
Wow.
So that's what this is. So I've learned something with this episode. This looks too good for you to be the normal garbage.
No,
that
it
you
looks
like.
no. I mean, it looks good,
Right,
and she looks fat.
and the people are good looking, right? So
It has nothing to do with how the people.
They don't look like strippers and nerds like in trauma movies.
It has nothing to do with how the people look. In this case, it has everything to do with the way this movie is executed. It's just poor.
Yeah, but
Absolutely poor.
why is this worse than better than or worse than Butt Crack?
Did you think you could be defending this movie today, Mars, when
No.
you came in here?
Well,
I
no,
know,
I
right?
I'm fascinated because I hated this and he hated this, which is weird. But wow, I'd still look fat on camera. I didn't think I'd look so fat.
You look good.
Yeah, but what like I just don't like. I need some sort of line in the sand here for why this dumb is dumb, right? Mm-hmm. And those movies.
Because those movies hit a certain chord with me that I can appreciate. This is
This is the same except it looks better. This could
No,
be a trauma
no,
movie.
no.
Does anyone agree with me?
Oh my
I
God!
don't-
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
could
don't
be a
think so.
trauma movie, but it looks better than a trauma.
on a cheaper budget. Yeah, I could go along.
Yeah,
with
but
that.
content-wise, like
This is a better looking trauma movie and a slightly less mean spirited Dear God No.
You know what I was going to say? I think the thing is this, it's so, like, I don't want to defend trauma, but
it's not tongue in cheek. It's
but
extraordinarily.
this
tongue-in-cheek.
feels like it's supposed to be more serious, whereas trauma is tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Trauma would have like
wait,
noise.
you think that this is there's a scene where 3 people get hit with a bucket of milk that's supposed to be ejaculatory fluid,
Ejaculatory
right?
fluid.
That was the Peter North scene.
Right, but like,
Yeah, but I'm talking about the world and the way it's framed. This world was completely normal, whereas trauma, you're in Traumaville, and you get the sense that the world is fucked up.
Right.
You know, like this seems
Tro-
like it's
yeah,
out of place to me.
Exactly.
There's
Trauma
a
has its
scene-
own little world.
right, it sure does. There's a scene where someone has raped someone again, right?
Yeah.
And the person who was raped crawls out of the room while that person's attached to them.
Yes.
Right? And that person gets broken in half at the door. That's like a trauma movie. That's a dumb thing. That's something that could have happened in the dumb trauma
But I can
movie
accept
watched.
it in a trauma movie because it's in Traumaville, and I know that sounds a little silly, but it's the world in which Lloyd Kaufman has created, where zany things happen to zany people, and bizarre situations happen with bizarre people, and you accept it because it's in that universe. This universe is open. It's our universe. This is Traumaville is very separate to a lot of other universes that are out there.
The Marvel
This particular
universe.
movie is what is supposed to represent
So
the
if
real
you
world.
stamped trauma on this and said that they were leaving to go to Trauma Beach, right?
It's not
This would
hard,
be
not
good.
hard. To
I still wouldn't say if this movie was purchased by Trauma and was added to their library, I still wouldn't like it.
I'm just wondering if this is like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake thing again, where you gave it a glowing review and then said trick.
This just feels different. Like I mean, I didn't really want to get into a whole trauma versus this, but it just I think that's the thing is when you go into a trauma movie, and maybe they have their reputation to sort of like use, this film had nothing to go on
Right.
prior. You know, like it didn't. There's
Trauma, it's your fault. Like if you know what I mean. Like no, but like basically, if this had trauma on the box art or whatnot.
it's all right, MZ. I saw.
No,
I saw it.
you don't gotta
Yeah.
cry.
No, I didn't.
It's a potato bug.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if it was a bee or something.
No.
What the fuck?
What are you gonna? If it was a bee, I would have loved to fucking throw it at you.
I like how he didn't say. Like you just left. Like this fucking peanut butter cups. You didn't run away. That fast.
Although his dad was a beekeeper, so.
That's true.
All right, and also, I mean,
Oh, I
this
got to
scene-
comment. The Dutch angles like drove me fucking nuts because
Yeah, right.
this film, it's almost like someone was checking boxes. I know we talk about that, but I feel like the director was like, "Oh, I need a nice Dutch angle."
Well, I do think the Dutch angles were on purpose because the most important part of this movie are people's
There it
private
is.
parts.
Yeah, because I was just about to bring that up. They were
Wait.
just
I'm not defending it, but
Mhm.
I don't think that it was just arbitrary.
Can we go back to Dutch angle for a minute? That's a fucking term.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
maybe in the audience or at the table don't know what that means.
So
It's about wooden shoes.
It's when you take the camera and you tilt it a little bit to get a side
yeah.
angle.
Okay.
And you sometimes kind of downish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kinda sad.
we'll see another one in
Yeah,
just a moment.
yeah. There'll be a few.
It just seemed kind of arbitrary to me. I guess when you guys say that, I didn't really put the pieces together. But this is a gratuitous film. I guess that's a lightly
The
way
whole
of putting it.
the whole film is
And I'm fine with excess. Like I don't mind films that have excess, but
Yeah.
this almost felt like excess for excess.
Wolfie
sake.
likes to go to WWF shows before they're happy to meet the wrestlers at WWF Access.
I was. You know
Don't
what?
let me talk anymore.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing there. That's a WWF program.
Thank you.
I know that. It's a
you know,
little-
and the makeup, especially on this character here, is just absolutely
Oh,
dreadful.
terrible,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know who did the makeup for this movie, but I'll tell you, man, this is out of starter class makeup with the what is it, the air paint. What's it called? Airbrush paint.
Oh, that's not that's
Overly used.
Yeah,
and-
but that's typically like you can use that to good effect. Like it's not a budget thing.
Yeah, to good effect.
Yeah.
It was not used to good effect here. It was just done way too much, way too obvious. I mean, you got this young girl here who's playing the storekeeper here, made out to look like a really old
she's
woman,
50,
and and she
It's terrible.
It's awful. It's just awful.
So real quick, I just want to catch up on the chat room, and it looks like Cecil did watch this, and
Sorry.
yeah, sorry, Cecil. But he says he likes Trauma. He says Trauma is better than this movie.
No.
And he says, disagree 1,000 times, Mars. Needs more Lloyd Kaufman. And he said, pretty sure Trauma knows how anal works. Getting specific spoilers. This movie can be garbage regardless of Trauma existing. Raven Shadow nailing the tagline just like A24. Trauma, it's your fault.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's no argument that this movie looks better than a Trauma movie.
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
think
Oh,
that that's
sure,
a-
sure.
it looks good for any movie. I mean, doesn't
Yeah.
maybe
That's
not.
what's kind of sort of weird and offsetting about it is that it's almost an ambush, right? When like we've seen 9 million dudes. We've reviewed 5 different movies, I think, that open with a dude fucking a corpse in a morgue, right? So that wasn't
That's
too
it?
shocking, right?
No.
But like when people are fucking peeing on each other and raping moms and stuff like that, like
Yeah.
I was like, holy fucking shit. Like I will say there was like a moment before the rape happened, like when we were just at the pee, where I was like holy fucking shit, shit's gonna go down. This could be Evil Dead, this could be Bad Taste, like I'm excited. And then like I have to say like as soon as like rape is presented in a certain way, I was talking to Wiley about this. It reminded me of Elm Street Kids a little bit today. That where this movie first hamstringed itself for me, right, or more specifically, probably ham-hocked itself for me, was you put all this goofy, funny, gross out stuff, right, within proximity of rape and rape,
right.
and the tone doesn't switch at all. It's not like the
Right.
music cue. It's still kind of like, one fucking step away from like the Looney Tunes
Right.
music,
right.
and like that's not funny. That's
Right.
never funny. Like, I'm not saying don't ever. I'm not that guy. Don't ever put it in movies. I'm not saying that, if you make, I'm not saying that anything can be funny. As a disciple of George Carlin, you can make anything funny. But to me, there are certain things that if you package them in a certain way, right? Like, in this dude in the first 3 minutes, like, it just reminded me of, like, getting movies. Like, sometimes the dude that the video store Wolfie worked at would give me, like, super low budget movies, German stuff, and I'd be like, man, like, I want to like this because I read about it in magazines, but it's just not for me. It seems like when you're making a joke out of it in that way, you're trivializing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're trivializing rape. You know what I mean? And there's an interesting story to be told from the kind of STD, like, zombie thing. But, like, I don't know. Like, that's where at first I was like, I don't know that I don't think I'm going to like this, because I was like, like, maybe it could turn around. Maybe this is,
There was a moment actually around the half-hour mark where I felt like the movie almost sort of got its bearings and it knew what it wanted to be. And it's like, because before in the first half hour, like, I didn't know if this movie was trying to be ridiculous and trying to, almost say something.
Right. I tried to believe. I was trying to believe that this was a parody.
Yeah.
I think it is a parody to a degree. It's just not a good one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I had trouble kind of getting my like footing on this film, and I was like unsure. And then about 30 minutes in, I realized, okay, now I see what they're doing. Like, this is supposed to be this, and then as soon as they found it, they lost it. Like, and then they lost me. So this is it's just a film. And once again, I know we've said this before about other films. It feels like it's box checky. It's like, okay, we need a gross out scene here. Yep. We need to have this happen to a character. We need to have this happen to a character. And then they piece it all together and use the story as glue almost, And that's how I felt watching it. It didn't feel like the story wasn't leading the narrative. It was the gags that was leading the narrative.
And also you got to box check the stereotype cast. Where, I mean,
for sure. Yeah.
You got the fat kid.
You got the fat kid. You
got the somewhat kind of a jock asshole sort of guy. The skanky slut. The fucking virgin.
The pot smoking black guy.
The token black guy.
He means like token.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Well, that character Brooklyn was the only one I liked, and
he's the only one you can relate to.
Well, yeah, no, and
the more I look at you, the more I think that your dad was Dukes from Semi-Pro.
What does that mean?
You ever see Semi-Pro?
I wish that B came back.
Is that the new Universe comic, Super Pro?
Super Pro, yeah.
No,
NFL
Semi-Pro. There's a character named Dukes. He's in Semi-Pro. And
I don't know.
I think he's gonna be. I think he's your dad.
Not funny.
I mean, I think there was a point when the character of Dirk, kind of like Dirk in One of the Girls.
Yeah, like he had his moments.
It's almost like, I mean, by no means to take it back to the Evil Dead thing. Like, he was trying to kind of be like
he's like trying to drop his one-liners.
Yeah, trying to get some kind of Bruce Campbell, rub kind of there. And yeah, like that definitely took a turn.
And I think I've also reached my quota for bloody tampons being eaten for the year.
Yeah, they kept showing the bloody tampon, dude. Like, stop.
That is a soft spot for you, though, Monster Zero.
Oh yeah.
Well, I do love a bloody.
See, there's
tampon.
a Dutch angle.
Yep.
Don't. I know you just slid it in there, but don't ever say on this radio show what you just said again. Now I'm censoring you. Don't ever
say Dutch angle.
No, not you.
Dutch rudder.
No, him.
Dutch oven.
What he said.
Oh.
What he said in the same way where I said I like gummy products before. He said something that he should never say.
Well, regardless, I still think that we've reached our quota.
I hope this bee fucking stings the shit out of you guys.
It's not a bee.
Oh my! I think it is.
It's not. It's a fucking potato
my God,
bug.
You're a fucking potato head.
What's a potato bug?
You've never seen them?
No.
You know what I got in my house right now?
It's got fucking tattoos
on
and
the deck
piercings.
outside. The stink bug.
See, and it also in this also it plot holes up the ass too. I mean,
I don't want to be like a dick like that because I feel like if I made a movie with a monster, especially one as like cliche as zombies with a new take, I'd play fast and loose with like the rules of the zombies, like how they did.
No,
like,
but
there are like inconsistencies between Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead. And
Well, I'm not talking about
but
it-
that's like inconsistencies. Like these zombies will all act different over the course of this movie.
Well,
They
no,
could
I'm not
run,
talking
they
about
could-
that. Like the scene where the first girl, she goes into the bathroom to take care of her business. Then Cornelius goes into the very same bath, but the girl has to go in, and she needs a key to get into the bathroom at the gas station.
But Cornelius didn't.
And Cornelius,
Yo.
he didn't.
Probably Janet Powers.
But yeah, and then she had to go back in. The third person,
What the
a
fuck
girl.
is this?
What this? What it?
Yeah,
What the fuck is this?
it looked like blood to me, but I know it's not, right?
So what they're doing is
I hate shit humor. I hate it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's not good.
and this is not.
I like shit humor, but this just wasn't.
So
But it wasn't
basically-
funny. It just wasn't.
Yeah, so the stoner guy is taking a nap in the car. Kids go in, and then one dude fucking takes his pants down and
he
shits on his
He
face.
squirts on him,
Yeah,
basically.
that's not nice. And listen, this is a fucking disgusting
not
bathroom. You guys can't see this.
While I was watching this, I felt like this was something that the Maru would do to Tom.
No, all right, maybe Tom. Maybe Tom. That's fair.
But all right, you see this bathroom? There's blood all over the
You
place.
go to the fucking next stop.
You go in the woods.
If the bathroom fucking looks like that, you pee on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like who cares? Like don't even go. Just fucking pee right on the
Yeah.
floor.
So between
She's
the-
like, oh, I don't want to be discourteous.
that's fucking
The
gross.
fucking young old lady yelled at you. There's fucking shit and blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Vomit, zombie vomit. Just pee on the floor. Who cares? Who cares?
Another Dutch angle
Another Dutch angle, yeah.
for no reason.
It's
Like
a-
that actually would have been better framed.
Is it
normally.
another angle of me from the film Predator? Another Dutch angle. Get to the chopper. The rapey zombies coming.
And look, Steph, she's peeing outside.
Yeah, exactly.
You're twinkling.
That's great. There was my favorite part was the subtitle narration. Right?
I didn't have it.
In my mind, I was drawing.
I'm waiting to hear it.
Wait, hear what?
I'm also, they owe my lawyer because like they show my ding dong on.
See, I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. There it is.
what there it is.
First time Mike says Ron
Saying
Bonk is involved in a lot of real low budget movies. I believe he's involved with Sub Rosa Video.
I thought that's where I heard his name from before.
Are you saying that I made a penis joke?
Yeah.
You're the one who.
Your penis is a joke.
That's Latin. Means under the rose.
Thank you.
You shut up.
That's what it means. It means about it's where
Shut up!
It's where you tell secrets under the rose.
I'm gonna fucking treat you like fucking Cornelius treated his mom on the break.
yeah.
I'm gonna pee
Well,
all
so long
over
as you don't treat me like Jason.
Cecil seemed upset that someone had said that this movie looked better than the Troma movie. He said, "What?"
It did look
Come on.
And then he
much
said,
better.
"Return to Nukem High Volume 1 looks way cooler than this movie."
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's like fucking Avatar.
No, that's a better movie than this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Without question.
I think this is a just as bad movie as this.
No.
Cecil says, "I was thinking this movie had no peaks and valleys, just a steady stream of pee." And first time Mike says, "This sounds like a lot of the 80s, 90s shot on video, low budget, extreme gore movies."
I agree. You know, it baffles me when people stick up for Troma in a certain way. I like lo-fi, like surf and punk music and stuff like that. I love it. You know, I like stuff like, I love the Ghastly ones and stuff like that. Like, I love it. I love lo-fi music. But I'm not going to say it's not lo-fi. I'm not going to say this album sounds fucking, like fucking, it was recorded by George Martin. Like, this is a fucking brilliant sounding record. Like, Trauma movies look bad. Trauma movies look bad. Don't try to tell me that they look good. They don't look good. That's a stink bug. That's what I have at my house.
That's what I meant.
Huh?
That's what I meant. Not potato. Yeah.
Yeah, I have those on my deck right now.
So should we kill it?
They're everywhere. There's tons of them around right now.
Huh.
Don't kill it. What's it doing?
What are you
It's
gonna
not
kill
gonna
it
bite
for?
you.
And if you kill it, it'll smell.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't look good. I'm sorry. No disrespect to everybody but Monster Zero, but you're not going to tell me that anything looks better than that fucking Toxic Avenger crap I watched the other day.
What I don't understand is, and also, he got puked on too.
This poor guy.
He got shit on. He get puked on. But also, I mean, you get all these characters that you get these few characters that turn into zombies, like this guy here, and they always seem to run into our cast, our main group of kids.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. That's
I
just
did
how the
because
movie-
it
did
just
have one
seemed
problem
kind of
with it.
silly.
They drove far enough. They stopped at a convenience store,
Exactly.
right at home, and then drove far enough away from fucking
That my thoughts exactly
where they were going.
There was enough
that
distance.
fucking
between-
Cornelius walked.
Yeah, there was
Even
enough. There was enough distance between Cornelius and
It
everybody
was
else.
daytime when they left that fucking place in a car, right? And then Cornelius was at the gas station when they were there, and then behind them in the woods later.
And how is it possible that Cornelius is able to walk around in daytime without anybody else noticing him?
Well, they're not really in a very, populated area.
It doesn't. Yeah, but it doesn't have to be. You can have a couple. A couple of cars drive by. They'll notice. You got to notice that.
I wouldn't hang my hat on that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I wouldn't like. I would.
That's not the most incredulous thing in this flick.
Right
No,
now,
that's
I'm
very
thinking.
true.
Right now, I'm thinking of all this fucking outrageous stuff in my life. Right? You could put a fucking bear in a tutu walk down the street, and I might not notice it.
But you know what concerned me? Why'd they call it Petro?
Why did this concern
Are
you?
they in Canada?
That's what I was thinking.
No, this is Virginia.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I was looking for that, but they wouldn't.
Ah, they haven't invented Canada yet.
Did you say vagina?
I said Virginia. I'm not leave me alone. I'm all out of sorts.
Do you think El Paso, the fine folks at El Paso, wants to be associated with this film?
Cecil says it's hard to explain how off-putting this movie is, but it doesn't have very much content. Bad production values. The interior car traveling shots, for one, were not at all working.
No, they weren't.
And he says stereotypes everywhere, exaggerated by a bad cast.
Exactly.
There's a dude. Oh, forget it.
He's right.
Trauma people any fucking more.
No, he's right. The
What
serious
about-
overacting.
So,
I mean, look at this.
Here's the moment when I realized that it was just a silly movie. Like, she's trying to get away and she's smoking.
yeah.
Right.
You
Takes
know,
a drag from a cigarette.
She's not even holding
she's
right.
not even trying to get away. So, like, this was the point. I was like, okay, I understand. Like, it feels like it knows kind of what it wants to be, but then it lost me real quick.
Oh, yeah,
And
this
now
is-
here's another rape scene.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you're a zombie and you need to transmit it sexually,
I mean, one of my favorite zombie things in the last 20 years is the comic. It was originally Grant Morrison, but a lot of great people touched it. It's Crossed. And those zombies do...
Yeah.
Garth Ennis.
Garth Ennis, sorry, you're right. But those zombies do the rape.
Oh yeah, Digital Rain. Cecil pointed that out.
Are you
too.
shitting me?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
What
Well,
is
I
that?
didn't even
fucking
notice
rape.
that.
But I don't know. Like, I'm not even talking about it. Like,
I didn't even notice
in
that.
Citizen fucking Toxie, there's a fucking black gentleman getting dragged down the road by the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, yeah, that scene.
Yeah. Like, that's not a stereotype.
No, it's meant to be offensive.
Do you think that they were like this? Do you think that this character, this African American character in here, they were like, people are gonna like this?
Pompey.
You think that they weren't trying to be offensive here
What, in this movie, you mean?
with the African American stereotype? You think they thought that was a way?
I think they laid back a little bit with the. In comparison, you're comparing a black guy smoking weed to a black guy being dragged down the road until he's nothing but a head.
Whoa.
I mean,
somehow we fucking took a turn. Smoking dope isn't a stereotype. It's a
No.
fucking. It doesn't matter what. That's,
Yeah.
there was no African American stereotypes in this movie.
Most of my
There you
friends
go.
smoke weed, and they are all colors, races, and creeds. But
look at Wolfie.
the way
He's watching.
the way he talked,
I'm looking at your
No,
stupid
you're not.
faces.
the way he talked was the stereotype, which was outrageous.
Wait, Brooklyn?
Oh, come on.
Wait, they never-
It's not like he spoke like Willie Dynamite, for Christ's
I know a
sake.
lot of African American dudes, and I only know one dude that talked like that, and he had a podcast on this station.
He
And
was-
he's
he
white.
was-
Look, I'm not defending. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it's not as severe as I think you're giving it.
But
as,
he
as
was.
you think it is.
He was acting. He wasn't really from Brooklyn. That was the whole gimmick.
right.
Holy
I-
shit! This isn't a fucking documentary.
No. But the character was like he was.
Right. No, I get it. But the joke, just because I get the joke, doesn't make the joke funny or acceptable.
Once again, he was the least thing
Fair.
to even.
I'm
wouldn't
just
even,
saying that like people are like, this movie is like wrought with stereotypes, not like trauma movies.
No. Yeah. Once again,
I don't think anyone said that.
This girl can't stay off the bowl. We have a bloody condom already. This is fucking great. Once again, I'm eating fucking marinara sauce, everybody, at home.
To be fair, you eat marinara sauce at least 2 meals a day.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like this movie, like,
And also, this. Let's carry on with the stereotypes of the people who provide a service. I mean, you got the woman at the convenience store. She's acting a little goofy, a little weird.
that's not
Before-
a stereotype, though.
But then you got this guy, the motel
I did like
clerk, and he's equally bizarre. You know, and it's
So
like
what's that stereotype?
So the stereotype is that you got these. Well, like I said, this movie takes place in Virginia,
for lovers.
and you got these bizarre country bumpkins that just, they just can't be normal. They always have to have some sort of quirkiness about their personality.
Which is weird to find country bumpkins
Because
in Virginia, which is like a metropolis.
Yes, thank you.
We should ask Coop about this.
And I think it that plays up a stereotype as well.
How about archetype?
You fucking brought the house down.
There you go.
Yeah, I just like.
Once again, this
And this is Dynamo and Tiny White getting a motel room together.
this is some you're doing the homosexual hate again.
It's not hate.
It is. Tone it down.
It's not hate. It's just observation.
And I haven't mentioned it yet.
I'm all for you guys having sex.
I there's tons of dudes I would take to a hotel room and fuck the shit out of without.
I know, and Tiny is one of them.
Tiny is not one of them.
Tiny is on top of that list.
No, he doesn't have to take him to a hotel.
No.
check out was at 11 a.m. My balls.
So I haven't mentioned yet, but Los Atlantis is hanging out.
Hey,
And she said that the Tuck video is making the trip to Ohio, MZ.
oh, good.
So it's going to be
Just so long as it doesn't have any screenings along the way.
That means El Goro is
Goro's
going
gonna
to
see it.
Video.
Oh yeah, what
I don't care.
Goro.
I don't care.
Tie that in tangentially to a fucking review that you do so much.
He's going to review that in Silence of the Lambs.
That's the only video not to attract the worm.
Los Atlantis says, Raven Shadow, that's not nice. I don't know what it was in reference to 10 minutes ago.
Probably mean to me.
And then
Only she can be mean to me.
and then she says, MZ enjoys bloody tampons and shit humor.
But
He
that's
does.
nice. That's nice.
But he does.
And first time Mike says, Trick, no desire to see this. I don't mind blood and sex in the movie, but water sports and more, I'm not down with that.
Oh no, we're on water sports. It's like it's between two consulting adults.
Jump the dick.
Patsy says MZ is gross.
Not if it's
Thank
like
you.
Cecil says this movie lacks whatever the Greasy Strangler had. And he
No.
said this movie was heavily misogynistic.
Yep.
It had a running
Yes.
homophobic joke. Everything
Yep.
is solved by a gun, usually
Yep.
killing a woman.
Yep.
Yep.
And
Pretty much.
Los Atlantis says it's insane when Raven Shadow is the voice of reason.
Thank you.
And then Cecil...
She's not wrong.
Cecil's doing a better job of this than us. He says the ethnic stereotype was Cornelius, who seemed Native American, and the token black guy. Cornelius must have been pretty sick before he was infected. This movie is obsessed with periods.
No shit, right?
Well, it's set in the
And
modern
taking a
era.
piss.
The modern era, you idiot.
But here's the thing, too. It didn't also follow its own mythology either, right? Like,
He's blowing it now. He's getting back to the part of the review we did 20 minutes ago.
no, but like, why did it peeing on people make them? It didn't always. They didn't change properly.
I honestly think it was. I think it was part of the disease. I think that it's almost like a fly puking on.
I think
food.
Cornelius was just into it because he's the only one who did it.
He peed a lot.
There was another character that peed.
The
I'm
girls.
trying to think of who.
The brunette.
Not on people though.
No, the bonus footage.
Shut up.
You shut up.
All right.
That's a bad thing though when you're with your special lady friend in like a hotel room and she's not feeling good. Like you get nervous. You think you gotta hit that Monster Zero moment
Yeah. Well, I mean, you gotta ask.
What's
but,
the Monster Zero moment?
in a hotel room and not get laid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So the acting in this pretty poor,
Bad.
Very bad.
Well, I mean,
And-
this kid was a douchebag, so I mean, he was fucking pretty
He was
convincing.
successful. He honestly, he was the only one that like even like elicited a chuckle.
But the
from me
gag
at
doesn't
times.
even work because the room is not dark. Like he has this petite little lady,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
like he
It doesn't
gets on
work
top
at
of
all.
fucking me and
Yeah.
rapes him.
So
And,
yeah,
like,
in,
how do you-
in
Yeah,
this,
how
how
you
can
trick-
how can you not tell?
all right, in this film, this dude, the tiny white looking guy,
It doesn't look at all like Tiny
Does.
White.
He really does, dude.
What part of him looks like Tiny White?
How about the face?
well, he's not wearing a mask. So how do you know?
I know what Tiny looks like.
So he's in a hotel room with his girl. His girl's not feeling well. He goes outside. He asks her. He's like trying to have sex with her. Last ditch effort. He says, "Can I at least come on your ass?"
Well, he asked.
Yes. So she
not-
says
it's not-
no.
Yeah, at least you ask. You're
So-
fucking lost, bitch.
So he goes outside to
And then wait
Burke
for
the
it.
Jurgen alone by the
The dumpster.
dumpster.
The Cumster dumpster.
And
What are you gonna? Why
and
are you
he
gonna do that?
and he knocks himself out while he's jerking off.
I was watching that. How the hell does that happen?
And then he finishes, and then he goes back into the hotel room. The lights are all off now, and he gets in bed on top of his fat friend, who he doesn't realize is not his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Holy shit! You're about to get attacked by a stink bug.
Turn the fucking mic on. Turn your mic on. I'm okay. I'm all right.
But he's holding a thermal detonator.
The stink bug's holding a detonator.
I hope it bites you.
What's it gonna do? Turn me into one of these fucking things?
I was really nervous about you.
I'm humping you first, Mars.
Might as well hump MZ.
This is a fucking challenge.
It's like double. It's like double.
So the dude goes back in the room. He climbs up onto his fat friend, like literally twice as big as his girlfriend. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
there's some fat rolls going on. There's
Yeah.
some hair on the back or something.
And eats his
And-
ass.
Yeah, and he goes, yeah. He went there.
He eats his ass. He eats his ass.
And
Yeah.
what's the fucking
Which is
banana
fine.
line? Like, yeah, no, that's fun. You know, get fucked up, but
It's fun.
Look at this. Look at.
yeah, like, then he's like, oh, like what? So
I don't understand how he knocks himself out, though. I don't.
I should be.
Like, what did he?
I should be.
no, you've done that. I've done that before.
I should be like a fucking like the person that stops zombie apocalypse because in 5 minutes I figured out how to ebb this zombie apocalypse.
Hey,
You ready?
yeah.
Okay.
Don't
you have
sex.
Cornelius, right?
Wait, our Cornelius?
No,
or?
this is
okay.
Cornelius.
Or engine.
You have
Joe.
Cornelius, fuck MZ,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Good start.
And then you kill Cornelius.
The fuck out.
And then you've got the zombie virus contained because you know MZ's not going to fuck anybody.
It doesn't follow.
It stays at home and watches Full House.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
You're just-
tired.
You know, I watch. You know, you're such a fucking comic. You're a comic. Yeah, laugh it up.
It has to go to Walmart.
Laugh it up. Laugh it up.
And there was a lot of recycled jokes in this from other movies that
Yeah.
if you're paying homage, like fine, whatever, I can deal with one or two here. But there was like that dead tired line from Commando. There was like basically like a Bruce Campbell sort of. He says, "Yo, zombie bitch," as opposed to she
Yeah,
bitch.
she bitch.
You
There
know?
was a lot. Quick zooms on some action sequences.
Yeah. And this movie just gets more and more ridiculous as it goes on. There's definitely a limit of believability, and this has just gone fucking way beyond that line.
Right.
The music is over the top. Like the ending, like who didn't see that coming like a mile away,
Right.
you know? And there was one line that just made me, toward the end, that made me fucking groan. What was it? He said, Earth just Googled hero and I came up number one.
Yeah.
That's the only line that I thought was funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
really?
yeah,
Really?
Oh, I hated it. That was like the fucking.
That was the.
That was like
worst.
the shit cream on top of a shit sundae.
Yeah. That on top
We
of
buy
that,
that at Whole
and
At the
My
fucking
name's-
living
No,
earth.
partial foods.
That's not
My name's
delicious.
Dirk. I'm here to save your ass. And he's got the gun up on his shoulder like this, like he's treating it like it's a fucking rifle, but it's a pistol.
And that's where I think the movie tried to
There's
like
a Glock, baby.
be kind of like cool for lack of a better. It tried to be. No, it's, like what was the fucking Dolph Lundgren movie we watched?
one?
Don't Kill It or something.
Don't Kill It. Was
Yeah.
that this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, good. Finally, a top 5.
I would top 10 so far this year.
So like it tried to have those moments, but obviously, well, it didn't work out. Good.
It's funny you brought up the music because I thought the music for the most part was really, really, really generic.
Yeah. It was just
Until
too over the top.
it got to around the 1 hour 10-minute mark, I think. I can't really remember where they started using choruses and not choruses but choirs,
Right.
which I thought they used pretty well. There was 2 sequences where they used a choir, and it was a different tunes both times, and it. In spite of what's going on the screen, the choir, the soundtrack for that was actually pretty decent. So I'll give them props for that. No, it was actually pretty good. Just the rest of the movie sucked ass.
All right. Well, I don't know. I think we've talked enough about this. I don't know if there's much else we can say.
I want to go home. Everybody's being mean.
Why?
I feel bad.
Who's being mean?
Everybody.
Everybody.
I think the most egregious thing is that this film didn't do a good job. Well, I shouldn't even say good job. It didn't do a job of establishing the world and the rules contained therein.
Right.
And when you do a monster movie, you kind of have to have some kind of rules, right? I mean, granted, as the movie goes on, you kind of understand what these zombies are all about and what they want to do and how to stop them. But it just, I don't know, like it just didn't feel like this movie did a good job of setting any sort of rules. And maybe that's part of what they wanted to do, was just to have it go off, completely bonkers. So anything was possible. But I don't know. I just think that was a little bit too much.
No, I agreed. Although I'd bet a sex in boot camp was kind of a funny line. Yeah, it was all gag, and one leads into another.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly the narrative was what was leading the narrative was the gags, not a story. So, all right. Well, I think that's pretty much going to do it. There's not a ton more to talk about here. So,
Well,
oh, yeah,
there's a lot. There's a lot to talk about in this movie. It's not, but none of it's positive. But let's call it a day.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, verdict time. We're going to let you know whether this flick was a trick or a treat, and any final thoughts we may have. Raven Shadow.
Once
Yo.
again, yeah. They made a movie, as we talked about.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? How did that fucking TV bounce off her face like that?
I thought that was pretty cool too, the way they did that. Simple.
Yeah, I mean,
There are a couple funny moments.
That scene
Yeah,
is
I
so.
will say.
That scene is so trauma.
yeah.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
a
yeah.
trauma
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Jesus Christ. It is very gross and inappropriate. I also don't think it was overly offensive in a sense where it was so cartoony, where it didn't have the weight of some other movies that if it was played straight, you know what I mean? Once again, there were multiple assaults.
Yeah.
But by the time of the bloody condoms and all the other nonsense, it just was a very unappealing, offensive cartoon. It had moments of it could be something, but end of the day, it was nothing.
Verdict?
Trick.
All right. MZ?
Within the first 5 minutes of this movie, I knew I was going to hate it.
Why?
It was just ridiculous. I just didn't like. Not that I didn't like the content. I mean, necrophilia is fun for everybody, but just the way this movie is presented and acted out, directed, it's just not good. It seems like it would be a good time, you know. It seems like it would be a lot of fun, you know. I mean, yeah, it's another zombie film, but this one takes it a little differently. But I gotta admit that's funny. You know, there are a couple of jokes here and there that are funny and do work, but overall, this is one that can be missed. Maybe as a curiosity factor, but that's about the extent of it. Because you'll be shaking your head 99% of the time to a lot of things in this, and this is a solid trick.
Mars Man.
This movie is bullshit.
Is it a trick or treat?
I don't even dignify that with an answer. I was legitimately furious a few times watching this because I felt like...
Oh, here we go.
And keep in mind, they show the whole sex scene. And not just once, but
numerous.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this.
It's not like he fucks him once.
It's a trick. If you're going to fucking hover on me till I say trick or treat, it's a trick.
I think you like this movie better than you let on. He's fucking dying.
Yeah, pause this.
All
Nice.
I see is Tiny and Dynamo.
Ooh. I'll be tall, dark.
I'll
and you'll
tell
be
you,
dead.
Don't pass out.
If he didn't look so much like Tiny like he does, this joke would not be happening. But
That kid
goddamn,
doesn't
this is
look like
funny.
me at all. I've never looked like that.
You're a bit stinky tonight, baby.
I love it when you're stinky. And the dialogue's great. Some of your dinner slipped down into your lunchbox, babe, but I love peanuts too.
I'm gonna tell him
Good
about
thing
this,
it's not MZ.
and he's gonna come get you. It's gonna be bad for you.
Ooh, man, your clit is so swollen. It's like 2 clits. And a banana. It's a dick, dude.
You're gonna get at least 999 of his 1,001.
I'll give you a mean big tiny.
I would be laughing so much if he didn't look so much like Tiny. Oh my god, that's funny.
It's not nice. It's not nice. Nice talk.
How do you get stuck? I don't get that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I just don't understand that. I mean,
Contracted.
it just
Muscles.
I mean,
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
That was a better movie. That was.
oh god.
Well, they didn't shy away from male nudity.
No. I mean, if if you want to make it equal, equal parts of male and female nudity, you might as well run the gamut, I guess, huh?
It's true.
I mean, I'm not. Huh?
Sorry, I was just gonna finish.
Go ahead.
All right, so yeah, I mean, it's a trick, man. Like,
Wow. There's no subtext here, John?
Wow, what, are you surprised?
No, I thought this
Do you
might
think
be-
I was gonna like this?
I thought this might be important for you.
Shut the fuck up. Now you're just fucking talking like. Now you're just making yourself looking like an idiot.
And I thought we were having a film discussion. I just wanted to have some fun, maybe banter.
You cannot take that. You are so mad at that important thing still.
Oh, this is an important film. No, I was having fun with you.
No, you're not having fun.
I was having fun with you.
Yeah, you were. I'm not having fun.
Listen, let's go back to the sexy.
No.
All right.
But that whole scene with the
Big fat dick deadly hands.
with the two buddies, like, I mean, there's a point of believability, right? Like, there was some funny parts, but when that joke goes for 20 minutes, it's a little overkill, And it gets to the point when the dude gets stuck. Like, it doesn't, like, even if he's a fucking zombie or whatever the fuck, it doesn't happen.
No.
What about the scene when
I don't look like that guy at all. I don't understand. Why? Honestly, it looks more like Tiny White raping you. Like, that's what it looks like. That guy looks much more big fat like you than it looks big fat like me.
But Tiny White's more apt to have sex with you than he is to have sex
No,
with
he's
me.
not.
Yes, he is.
Well,
All right, let me
fair point.
let me finish. All right, so I just feel this film really didn't know what it wanted to do, and it doesn't do a good job of establishing a world, and it just what the fuck? I think he's gonna change the treat on this. In a
Fuck
sec.
that! I'm not.
You're gonna fucking knock
You're
yourself
a-
out on his mic.
Yeah,
He's crying.
I know. You're fucking crying, like crying tears of joy from watching this.
That really does look much more like you than it looks like me, dude.
Fuck you! No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. I don't have hair.
All right, let's test it. Shut the lights off.
Do you want to edit this, MZ? You want to change your review?
No.
He's shaped a lot like you.
Shaped more like you though.
No, I don't think he is.
He doesn't look like you, but
All right, take
bodily-wise-
your shirts off.
Yeah, seriously.
You guys can both go in the closet.
Because I'm only fat on my stomach,
Yeah.
and I have very skinny arms and legs. This dude is chubby all the way through, like you.
I have a gut, but my legs are very, very strong, and so are my arms.
But your legs are big. That looks more like you than me. And look how smooth he is.
Yeah.
That looks.
He
That
is
looks
pretty
that
smooth,
that
yeah.
looks just like you. It looks like Tiny. having
Maybe he's
sex with you.
shaved.
Yeah.
But you do admit it looks like Tiny.
No, it doesn't.
He just said.
It looks. Tiny's hair is not brown for starters.
All right, we need to fucking end this. So, yeah, it's a trick, man. This, I wanted to like it because it's an indie film, and you know I like what generally what they were going for, but it just got so lost, and they had to have been pushing the envelope on purpose just to push it because I just feel that a lot of this is in poor taste, and a lot of this is stuff that's just not funny anymore. You need to kind of take the temperature of what's going on around you, and rape just isn't really funny like it used to be in the 80s. You know, I'm not saying that. I know.
That was a hoot. That was a hoot.
That was the
You guys
I
all-
never expected him to admit
You
it.
guys all stop me.
You admitted it finally.
No, but you would see in movies like where this could work more in an 80s environment. But now, like, you need to take the temperature of what's going on, you know, socio-political.
So what you're saying
And
is,
this
if,
is not something that should be done now.
if Bill Cosby got caught in 1988, that shit would have been hilarious. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe. No, it's never funny. But what I mean is that I could see it existing in a movie in the 80s without people batting an eye. You know, but now you really have to understand what's going on around you. And I don't know, maybe this film was written 10 years ago by some dude and it just got picked up. I have no idea the history of it. But, you know, and maybe there's something subversive where it's trying to poke fun at it and I'm just not getting it. But I just feel that a lot of this is in poor taste, and a lot of the stuff I can deal with, like, you know, with poop jokes and piss jokes or whatever. But, you know, when you start off within the first 5 minutes, there's 2 rape scenes.
Right.
You know, even if that's how this you know virus gets spread, it's just not funny.
No. It's very
I mean,
egregious.
I
It's very
don't-
mean-spirited.
I don't think that was supposed to be funny.
I do.
Not
Yeah,
not the
You think the rape
Yeah,
scenes
no,
were supposed to be funny?
Yes.
I don't.
There was nothing in this movie that ever was serious.
No, but I don't think it was meant to be like, haha, look at that again. But I think it lost any kind of impact.
But there was
being
no
between.
there was no tension. Like
Right.
it wasn't
correct.
Yeah, it wasn't framed to be like a horrible thing. It just was like, you know,
Just
kinda,
another scene.
kind of like, well, ho hum, just
Yeah.
doing this.
It was
So
a
when
method
that
of
girl's
transfer.
smoking and gets her fucking dress torn off and raped in the market, that wasn't supposed to be funny.
I didn't laugh.
I hate my life. I got a belt.
Cecil says tried is a good word for the poster. The sound design, yeah, I wanted to mention that. Thank you, Cecil. Sound design was fucking horrible.
Yes.
This is
thank
one
you.
of the worst mixed films I've ever heard. And I listened on headphones. I had to crank it up. I normally don't have to do that. I had to crank it up for this, and some of the mix was just way off.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
it totally was. Yeah, the like it
the
would be
sound
quiet.
dropped out. Yeah,
And then somebody walked across concrete in high heels, and I thought like that something in my house had broke.
yeah,
Like
the
I
sound
like
dropped
what-
out. Then it heightened itself back up, and there was a couple of bad Foley scenes and bad Foley sound effects rather.
Oh shit! Looks like Los Atlantis just broke a scoop here.
Whoa,
what's that?
whoa!
Looks like Hugh Hefner died.
No,
Wow, you're
are you shitting me?
no, I'm not. I just looked it up. I verified. He was 91.
God damn.
You gonna make the joke now?
No, there's no joke to be made about this.
Or Raven Shadow makes fun of somebody old dying.
Los
Hey,
Atlantis.
the man's a legend.
Los Atlantis says, "You guys, Hugh Hefner died," and I actually find this really sad.
This is sad.
And first time Mike says, "Oh man, an era is over." Well, it seems like somehow
Oh.
This is a fucking great fucking episode.
So yeah, I appreciate that this film tried and that they got it out there. I hate to I don't want to talk down to it by saying that. I don't mean that, but it is admirable that a film was made. You guys made a fucking film. That is awesome. I can't do that. I've never done that. So that alone is awesome.
And
But
they didn't play it safe. Let's say that.
yeah, you definitely didn't play it safe. This movie is going to be for people. Some people are going to love this movie, but I'm afraid it's a small minority of people.
Yeah.
And if you do like Trauma, you may get
You'll
something
fucking
out of
love
this.
this normally. If you're not a fucking ding-a-ling ding-dong. Like
It's a better trauma.
No, it's not a better
Cecil
Trauma.
let me down. Yeah.
You know,
Trauma's-
not everything.
Trauma's better than this.
The
Cecil let me
entire
down, too.
Trauma typically
Look, the-
has some
Cecil.
political message that whether or not it's done well is present.
They're within the
look,
army.
the entire trauma library is not all.
Cecil,
consist- is
you
not
would like this
let
about
him
rapey
talk.
mummies.
Let
I
him
don't want to.
talk.
I don't care what he has to say anymore.
I do.
Right,
It's
right.
not. Look, the entire trauma
everyone
library
but
is
him.
not consisted of films that are directed by Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh no, you don't say.
I do say, so the whole library, and
No,
a lot of independent films, a lot of
It's
forgotten films.
made up, but I'm not talking about the movies that they buy.
You're talking about the
I'm
movies
talking
that they
about
make.
Yeah, that's all we're talking about here is the ones that they made.
And
Look,
they-
and they're all not, and all of them are not winners. I'll say it. They're not. Like Sergeant Kabuki in NYPD, I think is a dreadful flick.
I love the idea of it, but it's a horrible movie.
Yeah. The idea is
I never
awesome.
sat through it.
I want to like it. But
Yeah.
I-
After
the
seeing the
idea-
character in the last one,
The idea is awesome. The execution is really bad.
they're all bad.
Also, Redneck. Well, not Redneck Zombies because that wasn't
that's
a
not
Lloyd
there.
Kaufman.
That's not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Toxic Avenger movies.
The first Toxic Avenger
first
was
one.
great.
well,
actually-
2 and 3 are pretty bad.
I liked 4, and I know Mars saw it and didn't like it. But
4 is
I liked
awesome.
4.
Dreadful.
I think Poltergeist is great. I think that's
Terra
one of the,
Firma.
Terra Firma, not good. Surf Nazis Must Die, not good.
Well, that's not a
Kill a condom.
Kill a
that's not
Condom.
it's not a trauma film.
Yeah, it is.
It's a trauma proper. It's not a one they bought.
It's not, no, it's one that they bought. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
German
that's what I
flick.
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's a German flick. Yeah. And I'm trying to think of the name of the movie.
Tromaville movies are bad.
I'm trying to think of the. Damn it! What's the name of that movie? There's one that they did. Tales from the Crapper.
Bad.
Oh, that's
Awful.
one of the worst.
That even Lloyd says that
Yeah.
that was awful. And it
Romeo
and it is.
and Juliet, not good.
Tromeo and Juliet is good.
No.
I think Tromeo and Juliet is right up there with some of their best work.
Well, that's probably true,
You know,
but it's
Well,
not.
it's just not for you, Mars. Like I understand, it's just not for you. And I can appreciate some trauma for what it is. Some of the films aren't great. I actually I have a personal attachment to Poltergeist, but aside from that, I think it's a great film.
it's a very good film.
Poltergeist.
You like it, MZ, right?
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
It's a fun film, and
is.
it has some social commentary in it as well, which I think makes it interesting. You know,
Yeah, it stands out above the other films that they made, and a lot of people have said that it's their best work.
I feel like so when a lot of the exploitation stuff got made in the 70s, after the fact in the early 80s, when people started talking to these directors, the advent of the magazines getting popular and stuff, a lot of them started to smell their own farts with what they were supposedly trying to say with these films, and it was complete bullshit. And I think Lloyd Kaufman kind of monetized that in a way where he would put some fucking very thinly veiled social commentary to try to justify filming a bunch of garbage and dick jokes and fart jokes. Like, I'm not tricked.
Right.
Cecil says Troma wouldn't have ADR like this whole movie. I do agree. There is a higher level of technical proficiency. I'm not going to say their films are fucking masterpieces, but they're definitely they know how to make a film. Like it sounds good, it looks good.
They watch films.
Yeah.
I mean, that last Toxic Avenger film was entirely ADR, though. Or I'd say like 90%. Actually, I know
haven't
that.
seen this as the theater.
I know that because they, for a big chunk of it, they broke their main camera and they had to use a loud old camera, so none of the sound was good. But I don't know. And also, not only was it ADR, they put like just fucking random fart noises and
I hate fart noises, and I hate like when they do that like that kind of like Troma noise.
I hate making fun of the whole scene, making fun of mentally challenged children, and I hate.
Yeah, and once again, like that sort of thing, if they do it now, there's no excuse,
But that was only a few years ago, right? 2012.
Which for which
Toxie
one?
4?
Toxie 4? No,
that came out 2000.
That was a while ago.
5?
No, even earlier than that.
I'll check.
I think 2001. I think.
Yeah, 2000. So
2000. Okay,
we're talking almost 20 years, so 17 years ago. That back then, like that wasn't really a thing, So yeah, I do think that what was the last Troma movie? Was it Poltergeist?
I think so.
No, it was Return to the Class of.
Did Lloyd do it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Return to the Class of Nukem High.
Did you see it?
And now I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I have had plenty of chances to, but I just haven't gotten the chance.
It's one movie that they put a lot of filler in to make it 2 movies.
So you've seen
literally. I saw the first one. Yeah, literally nothing happens,
and now they're doing Return to Class of Nukem High Part 2.
Because here's the thing, I know Wolfie appreciates it some, so I want to get it. I want to understand it. Like I want to be able to say like, oh, here's what's good about this, but I don't get it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Return to Nukem High, Return to Nukem High, aka Volume 2, is this year.
That's the working title.
But they made it all together.
It looks like he did something called Grindsploitation. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Grindsploitation.
No.
Came out in 2016. Oh, it's an exploitation anthology from the twisted minds of established and up-and-coming directors from across the globe.
Oh, I might be interested in that.
Stars PJ Souls. She's in it, apparently.
Nice.
So, yeah, their output hasn't been as great lately. And it's interesting that Troma always comes up when we talk about low-budget stuff. I mean, I guess it's only... It makes sense that it does. It's not completely out of left field, but Return to Nukem High Volume 1 was 2013. So
yeah. Wow, that long ago? Jeez.
Yeah, and then before that was Poltergeist 2006. So yeah.
Speaking of things I hate, WWF can suck my dick. WWF I want to fucking pee on like Cornelius.
Jesus.
Movie Cornelius.
Yeah,
Movie
Cornelius.
Yeah.
Cornelius.
Movie racial stereotype zombie rapey Cornelius.
In the chat room, they're talking about Hugh Hefner, and First Time Mike says, there was a time when Playboy was cutting edge. By the end, it became almost quaint, but Playboy was one of the vanguards.
Yeah,
and
they broke the mold, man.
Los Atlantis says, I've always enjoyed Playboy, and Hef was a big supporter of Roe versus Wade and gay marriage. I met him and Crystal at a party in Vegas, and they're both nice.
Ah, nice.
That's awesome.
And First Time Mike says, and the interviews were actually good. And Los Atlantis says, yeah, Playboy journalism is actually pretty good. Stephen King used to publish short stories in Playboy.
That's true.
The comics.
That's true.
Yeah. They were amazing.
So, yeah. All right, well, let's wrap up this review and let's get to some voicemails. But so that's going to do it for our review of Night is Something Strange. If you guys are into gross out humor in your horror flicks, horror comedies, this may be the film for you. I don't want to put people off and say don't watch this, but there's probably a very small subsection of folks who are going to love this.
The bedridden.
No.
No, they won't like it. They'll be afraid some zombie will come in and pee on them and they can't defend themselves.
Some guy.
They're like, any minute now, a zombie Native American or Three Stooges
Some
is going
guy
to
in a
come
full
pee on
body
me.
cast.
That's like a weird twisted version of Gerald's Game, huh?
Spoiler.
We've never. It's coming on Netflix, Rave Chow. If you never read it, you can watch it on Netflix Friday.
It's this Friday?
Yeah.
Something like
Wow,
you.
it's good. It's good director made it too.
Yeah.
Nobody
All right.
gets peed on though.
So no one gets beat on. That's going to do it for our review. And next week we're gonna class things up a little bit. We're going completely different, and we're gonna do a flick called The Limehouse Golem. Fuck.
It just sounds like one of your movies.
One of my movies. Mars is the one that wanted this.
Yeah,
one.
but it sounds like one of your things.
It's kind of one of my movies, I think.
Well, I can't imagine
British
it being worse than this.
Oh, it's British.
It's going to be much more serious, I'd imagine.
There you go.
What? No fart jokes?
Nobody gets peed on.
Well, as far as I know.
They're all into that in England. Ain't that right, Whoops?
But I'll read the synopsis just in case people are interested. It says, a series of murders has shaken the community to the point where people believe that only a legendary creature from dark times, the mythical so-called golem, must be responsible. So we're going to check out the Limehouse Golem next week. If you guys want to play along at home, it is available on VOD. You can check it out. And let us know your thoughts. Send us a review. Either email or voicemail, podcast@trickortreatradio.com. I need to go to break right now because this fucking smells in here, Dynamo, you son of a bitch.
Oh, shit.
God damn it.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, you did. You said, oh, I'm sorry. You're
do it this
banned.
time.
No more fucking pizza candy for you. I'm never buying you that again.
Good.
Oh.
Look at MZ. You scared him away.
The inside of my ass smells better than the outside of his body. So
No.
Yeah.
No.
It does. It's
No
wearing
way.
the same shirt for 3 weeks in a row.
I would. No, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'm not even going to go there. All right, let's go to break.
One dark and stormy night in the mid-'80s, Joe Bob Briggs, Harlan Ellison, and the ghost of El Santo pulled a train on Elvira while Siskel and Ebert sobbingly masturbated in the corner. From that union arose the greatest movie critic and luchador that ever lived. But we're not going to talk about him. He's kind of a dick. Instead, we're going to talk about me, El Goro, the stuttering movie fan and host of the Talk Without Rhythm podcast. Every week on Talk Without Rhythm, I discuss 2 to 3 movies tangentially tied together by a theme. I cover action.
I'm the most complete fighter in the world.
Sci-fi.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Horror.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
And the continuing adventures of James Spader, sexual deviant.
You're not worried that I'm going to fuck you, are you? I'm not interested in that, not in the least. Now pull up your skirt.
So check me out at tworpodcast.blogspot.com, drunkenzombie.com, or subscribe on iTunes. Talk Without Rhythm, the only podcast that will not attract the world. Adios!
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
Fueled by tacos, beer, and Bloody Marys, the only show featuring baby Jesus with a nail gun, the pride of PA, and the show with the eye of the tiger, ladies and gentlemen, Punch Farm.
Hey, this is Mark from Punch Farm. I'm here with Mark Dose. Hello. I'm here with Alicia.
Hello.
I'm here with Nikki.
Hey.
Join us every Monday as we talk about life, tacos, beer, and movies. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, and punchfarm.com.
Keep on punching!
All right, we're back on Trick or Treat Radio.
Yay.
Hey! Cecil says, thanks for doing Limehouse, Mars.
I'm mad at Cecil.
Why are you mad at Cecil?
Yeah, whatever.
Because he likes what he likes?
Yeah.
You're fucking mad at someone because they like something?
I'm disappointed.
Okay, that's better.
He'd defend this movie if it would have rapey mummies in it.
He didn't defend the movie.
No, he defend Trauma.
Yeah.
It's crying.
So?
I'll defend Trauma.
Yeah, well, you're a Morlock. You like weird stuff.
Yeah, that's very good.
But I'm sorry, it is okay. I people are different.
I respect Trauma. I like Trauma. I admit their business deals can be a little shady, but other than that, their output is really, really quite good.
All right, in the chat room, First Time Mike says, I'd like to make a correction. Ron Bonk's company is SRS Cinema. Sub Rosa was his old company.
Uh-huh.
And he also said, I got to call it a night, gang. Good night and good bowling, everybody. FTM out. All right, FTM, see you, buddy. Thanks for sticking around and for commenting, as always. Looking forward to playing your voicemail in a little bit. And Bosch is hanging out and says, oh, boy, what did I miss? Cecil says, if Tom Cruise were in this, there would be a special X Factor.
I like Tom Cruise.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to play some voicemail. Oh, actually, before we do you guys have anything to add about infectious disease films?
I think I said the only one I really like already. I do like Pontypool, though. That's a
Pontypool's a real good one.
Great.
Contagion, I got to agree with you, MZ. That's a realistic take on it.
Mm.
And that movie definitely had me and like the people I saw with some old coworkers, and everyone was fucking freaked out at the end. Like when someone would cough, you're like, what the fuck? You know?
Well, what I loved is the big reveal at the end as to how it all happened. As to
was it the animals? Is that
it was the animals? Yeah, it was.
Oops, sorry, spoiler alert.
It's such a fantastic movie. And yeah, I mean, you got Jude Law in it, Kate Winslet, Matt Damon. Trying to think of who else is in it. I think Lawrence Fishburne is in it.
It had a huge cast.
Yeah. It had a really, a really expensive cast.
Yeah.
but
Ravenshaw, you smell almost as bad as Dynamo
Jesus.
did.
Oh, that's
one. You used to use Axe body spray.
Well, the budget's not what it was a couple years ago.
Well, I think you need to think of something.
I'm thinking of a lot of things.
What?
Stuff.
Stuff and things.
Important things. I'm not going to tell them right now.
Let's play a voicemail.
Yeah. No.
I don't like anybody.
I don't like anyone.
This show's terrible. I'm terrible.
You got a nice belt, though.
I do. Not wearing it. It's the last time it's ever come here, though. Everybody's going to see my ass forever.
Yeah. Like Phil Collins, no belt required to her.
Peanuts and all.
Oh, man. Hope he doesn't have an allergy.
Julie Meow Meow says, I'm having a hard time thinking of disease movies that aren't zombies. You can. That's completely legit. I just wanted to leave it completely open-ended so that you could think of zombie ones definitely work.
Dracula.
No.
You know what?
It's kind of not infectious disease.
I'm going to kneel.
You can't get infected by...
You're going to take a knee? Is that what you
I'm going to take a knee. Everybody can complain about me.
Julie Meow Meows, if you ever get a chance, if you haven't seen it, watch Contagion. I'll champion that forever.
Creepy Girl says, Afflicted, great indie flick.
Mm.
I haven't seen Afflicted. You know what another good one is? Wreck, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's a clever one, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
What are some other good ones? Well, you know what? Maybe let's hear from some of our listeners, and maybe they'll have some good ones for us. Let's go with, since we just heard from him in the chat room, let us hear from our buddy First Time Mike.
What's up, Trick or Treat family? This is First Time Mike. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, bud.
I want to talk a little bit today about my favorite infectious disease movies that don't include zombie apocalypses. My first one that I want to talk about is the Rex series.
Hey.
There you
these
go.
Spanish movies involved a demonic virus that they kind of hint at the origin of it and put out some clues in several episodes of this movie. But it's an interesting blend of science and religion that you couldn't do in the United States.
Yeah.
And it has implications that if you really think about some of the stuff going on in the Rec movies, it's really kind of horrifying if you think about it. The first and the second movies are the ones I recommend for you to watch the most. They're
Yeah.
found footage movies, so if you're not a big fan of those, I say you might want to put that aside because they're both pretty good movies. The third and the fourth movies are a little bit lesser. The two directors each did one of the movies. One of them is an infection at a wedding, and the other one is an infection on a boat. But both of them are worth checking out. It's the Rex series. Check them out. I know they're streaming on
Shudder.
Some of them are streaming on Shudder, and I believe Netflix has some of the Rec movies, but I could be wrong. But other infectious disease movie I enjoy is the original Crazies by George Romero. A great movie.
Yep.
I also enjoyed Pontypool
Yeah.
with Stephen McHattie, 2009. I know the Faculty of Horror had a really good episode dissecting that movie. It's a strange little film about a language-based virus that's turning people into shambling, well, again, kind of zombies, but kind of not. It's an interesting twist on the concept of it. Like I said, a lot of horror movies could be considered infectious disease movies. You could consider vampirism a infectious disease, or I've seen some people refer to demons as an infection movie. Not a disease, but the different, the demons that are summoned by the movie and The Mask.
It's a lot like
and
Rec, actually.
there's a lot of them that are pretty good, but the Rec movies, Pontypool, and that's all I got for today. Sorry for the rambling.
No, man.
This is First Time Mike. Wishing everybody a good night. Goodbye. Bye.
See you, buddy.
That dude knows probably more about movies than I'll ever know.
Actually, one
super knowledgeable.
I couldn't believe I didn't think of it.
What?
Cabin Fever.
We can.
I can believe you didn't think of it.
I did think of it. I did. But also Cabin Fever. Come on, and Cooties.
How about one that
Okay,
we
yeah,
talked
yeah.
about in a classic review? It Comes at Night.
All right.
Yeah.
There's another one. It's a serious
That was
movie
last
too.
week, I think.
It was screened for HBO back in like 1992 and 1993, and the band played on. It's
I'm not familiar.
It's about HIV.
Yeah, it's about the outbreak of the AIDS virus,
Oh.
and fantastic movie.
Donald Sutherland.
I don't think not Donald Sutherland. Steve Martin, Donnell Logue is in it. Trying to think of who else is in it. Lily Tomlin is in it. Susie Kurtz, Phil Collins. It's just a fantastic movie. It's called And the Band Played On, and I think it might even be on YouTube. And if it is, I highly recommend you check it out.
Yeah, very old school HBO original film. There you go.
Julie Meow Meow says Children of Men is okay. I don't know what brought that on. I don't know if someone mentioned it, but I fucking love that movie. Is that considered a
Well, there was
infectious
an
disease?
outbreak in the world that couldn't
right where
they
people
couldn't make
couldn't
kids, right?
Yeah,
They couldn't-
yeah.
That's a movie took a fucking turn early.
That's
on.
a fucking world I want to live in.
I look like I have huge tits right now.
You're rocking a C cup, Mars.
It's pretty nice. Why don't you lay down?
Oh yeah, Richard Gere is in it. Richard Mazer is in this movie as well, and the band played on, and it is on YouTube.
All right.
So check it out. It's 2.5 hours long.
And I guess by association, Quarantine would be considered because it's a remake of Rec.
Yeah,
right?
that's a very good Rec. It totally takes it goes its own direction.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Let's see. I Am Legend.
Okay. Yeah, the original I Am Legend with Vincent Price.
Or I guess Omega Man, which I know Cecil's a big fan of Omega Man.
I love Omega Man.
I do too. I love it. Yeah, it's great.
Sample the shit out of that.
Yeah. Doomsday is listed as one. I haven't seen that since the theater, Mars. It's
Wow. I don't even remember that.
I vaguely remember it.
Oh yeah. Didn't everybody die from getting sick?
Oh my God, Mars, come the fuck on.
What?
Oh.
I didn't do it again.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't.
My nostrils fucking burning, you asshole.
Can I smoke?
Yeah, please. Actually, please.
Thank you.
Light all the matches you want, man.
I did not do any more poops.
Yeah, you fucking did.
It's a Marlboro
No one else
candle.
smells like that.
Well, I don't know who it is.
God damn it.
It could be the ghost of Tiny White. It's angry.
No, it's
How
not.
about it
Fucking
started
hell.
off. It started off good and then went downhill over a cliff.
It's my own outbreak movie.
Yeah, fucking shit break. The Happening.
Yeah. That would qualify.
What's happening?
What happening?
What happened?
The Similars, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everybody turned into Michael Raven Shadow.
Fucking.
Can we just remember, children?
It Follows.
Is that the only voicemail we had?
No.
Can we do some more then?
No, because you should go out there. Go out in the hallway.
I
You
don't wanna.
smell.
You smell.
Go poop by the
Jesus.
dumpster.
Go knock yourself out while masturbating by the dumpster.
You were mean to my buddy.
Yeah.
So you all deserve it.
Bosch says, anyone mention Contagion? Yeah, MZ actually hasn't shut up about it.
Oh, you ever see Contagion?
And Bosch says, speaking Contagions, Mars dropped the bomb.
Yeah.
Dirty bomb.
Y'all deserve it.
That was a dirty bomb.
Fucking Rocket Man.
All right, let's check the speak pipe, and we got a few here.
Planet Terror.
Yeah. Anything with a zombie is an infectious disease,
Right.
so all that shit qualifies for sure. Contracted. Yeah, that works. Is that your pick?
I'm just naming movies now.
The zombie outbreak.
All right, let's hear from our boy Carlos.
Yes.
Word up, Trick or Treat Radio. This is Carlitos. How you guys doing? So the question of the week.
Well, I got a name. Carlos Caribbean Cool. What do you think?
No.
Isn't that?
Wow. All right.
No.
I thought we had a nickname for Carlos, but no. that's
Carlos
not
with the most.
what? What? That's worse than mine.
No, it's not.
No, it's not worse. But
Yeah, it is worse.
Equally bad.
Carlos the most.
Carlos with the most.
That's a sentence. That's not a nickname.
Why? What? Carlos Caribbean Cool is. Well, man, it's not a sentence. But.
All right, let's go back to Carlos. We're still thinking of a nickname.
My favorite or our favorite infectious disease film? Well, I guess the easy answer would be the 28 Days/Weeks films.
Thank you.
But that's too obvious.
That's what I
Those are
said.
great films. Let somebody else have the answer to that. I'm going to go a little left field and say Planet Terror. Or the Planet Terror portion
Someone
of
just
Grindhouse.
mentioned. Nice, yeah.
I know a lot of people might think those are zombies, but if I remember correctly, since it's been a little while since I last saw the film, they're infected people. And they get all swollen and boiled up and gross looking and explode on contact and stuff. And anyway, that's a fun movie, and that's why it's my pick. Why get serious? It's disease. Why? Now, the more appropriate answer would probably be Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman and Morgan Freeman.
Yep.
But that's too safe of an answer. So yeah, my choice would be Planet Terror.
It's a good one.
And that's all I got, really. So you guys have a good one. Have a good rest of the show, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, Carlos. Thanks, buddy. And yeah, it's a great one, and I hadn't even thought of it until someone mentioned it just before your voicemail. So It's a good one. And Julie Meow Meow says Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore is a Netflix show. Really funny.
Is there infections in that?
I don't know.
It's
and
zombie movie.
You'd be nice to her.
And then
I'd be very nice to her.
And she says Carlos Caribbean Cool sounds like a 90s Kool-Aid flavor.
Yep.
Hey.
And Cecil says Zombie 3 has a great outbreak opening.
That's true.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the zombie in the refrigerator?
That's
Zombie
true
head?
too. Yes. All right.
Scanners.
Let's. You know what? We're gonna take a little detour on the infectious disease talk, and we're gonna hear from our boy Nicholas and his review of Phantasm 3.
What's up, guys? Part 3 in the September to Remember Phantasm review series. This is Nick. First off with the grade, B-.
B-.
I still like the second one more, but this one's got problems, but I don't hate it. This one is definitely the goofiest so far. And I don't know. I definitely didn't notice it being on Blu-ray. It kind of looked the same as when I watched it on DVD. So this is my second time watch. The things I liked were the makeup effects again. Thought they were fantastic, from opening scenes with the nurse to the gang of misfits. I thought when they became like zombies, I thought that was very good. And then other scenes with them farther on in the movies. Things I didn't like, kind of the quirks of a third movie, is adding on a kid and like a supermodel, like, and that's kind of what they did with this. Those characters I could have done without, but it was fine. I know that people were excited that they brought back the original Michael and Jody. I didn't think they added too much, but listen, I'm not the most, well, don't look at my grades on Letterboxd, but because it shows opposite, but I am not the hugest fan of this series, but I get it. People get excited when you bring back the original cast. But yeah, it's fun. You know, I totally get it. This one was, like I said, the goofiest. But, you know, I don't hate to admit it. It's weird, but they're actually, like, continuing the story along a little bit by, like, showing what the tall man's doing in each consecutive movie. Like, now you learn that the people he take their brains are in the ball, and the sphere is now working for him because they were people he killed. Interesting. Hey, you know what? At least it's continuing the story, as little as it is. You know what I mean? So, here's a B- for me. It's okay. It's more than okay. It's a fun watch. But I'm on to the 4. I don't know if I'm going to finish this 'cause it's like 1:30 in the morning, but...
All right, got abruptly cut off there, but thanks, Nick. Actually, he rated that one higher than I expected. Mars, where do you stand on Phantasm 3?
It's my second or third favorite, depending on the time. Like,
Mhm.
I've really, upon last viewing, I liked it more than 2, but I really love 2.
Yeah.
It's like an RPG. It's like completely fucking off the hook, and they add some kind of weird, pulpy, high adventure elements with like people like hanging from ledges and swinging on ropes and stuff. And I really like it. And one thing I will disagree with my my dear friend Nicholas with, I love that fucking kid, and I love Roxy with her fucking nunchucks. So those are my two of my favorite parts of that film. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Nick, for the review and September to Remember. I think it's going to go a little bit into October, but we'll keep it with the September to Remember, and we'll finish up. We got 2 more reviews, and then we got the final list and final thoughts. So we'll get to those in due time, but I appreciate you calling in, Bud, and letting us know your thoughts. It's been this very weird sort of story arc of Nick's love-hate with Phantasm. It's kind of amusing.
Talk about your inner conflict.
Yeah, I know, right?
I
Yeah.
have a love-hate with you guys.
What's it right now?
We love to hate you.
It's leaning towards the H side.
Well, I'm leaning towards the H side of your ass.
Hugs.
You love my ass.
Hump.
Right, partner?
Absolutely.
Right.
It's fucking nice. You'd be grateful.
Lost in Atlantis says, yeah, Santa Clarita Diet is okay. Cecil says, I think so, Mars with a floating head. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, like they open a fucking. I just actually heard them talk about it on another podcast. It might have been Noah's awesome new show, which I was planning on talking about at the end. But
who? Murph.
Actually, if you listen to the show, see that he's having a rebranding.
See,
but they open a refrigerator and a fucking zombie head comes flying out. Yeah. Oh no! That actually, I think it was on the Hysteria Continues, which I've been in the middle of my cram of listening to all the episodes of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was laughing. Yeah, it was last night. I was laughing out fucking loud because I'd forgot about that scene because it'd been so long since I'd seen Zombie 3. But they're just checking out a house and they open up a refrigerator. A zombie head comes flying out of it.
Bosch says Planet Terror was awesome, but I prefer Death Proof.
There you go.
Julie says Death Proof is amazing. I think people give it undue hate.
I love Death Proof.
I love it, but I do enjoy Planet Terror more.
Yeah,
Planet Terror is great. Death Proof is better.
I enjoy both those movies like 100 times more in their original theatrical form, though.
I agree with you, Di.
And Bosch says Totes Julie really dug Death Proof. Great little flick. So many badass characters. And Bosch says Nick's yawning is putting me to sleep.
That's an infectious disease.
Yeah. And all right, I think I'm caught up on chat. Oh, Bosch says I like how MZ's prepared to just jump right into bed with his PJs.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
that's how he's dressed at noontime.
And Cecil says favorite non-horror plague movie, Navigator, a medieval odyssey. It's about the old plague and also AIDS.
Oh.
I'm not even familiar with that.
I love comedies, but
all right, let's hear from Julie Meow Meow. Mars. Are you blushing yet?
I don't cry.
Yeah, you do.
You don't have a hat on to save you this time.
All right, well, let's see.
Hello, Trick or Treat Radio. This is Julie Meow Meows, or should I say, Joe Meow Meows. That's right. You were correct all along. I am actually a big hairy man.
I knew it.
I like man things, like trucks.
Yes.
Also, shaving my face. And, what? Hamburgers. I guess everybody likes hamburgers, but I especially like hamburgers. So, I just wanted to let you know the jig is up. You were right all along.
See.
Joe Meow Meow's out.
See.
Oh man,
I'm conflicted.
Oh,
I'm conflicted.
Why? You
'Cause I
like
think I
burgers,
like
too.
Joe Meow Meow. No, see, she doesn't understand. I didn't think she was a man, like a random man. I thought that she was tiny and wolfy, playing a really mean trick on me.
Because we know all the things you like.
Right.
And Julie likes all the things that you like.
Right.
Hamburgers.
Right. See, even right there.
Yeah, I know.
Just got my guitar player, it's singer.
It's got to be a
on
stadium
thing, too.
burger.
Oh man, I love those things. But yeah, I thought you were Tiny because what Tiny used to do is he would call my house and leave messages as girls that I liked in high school, and it would be just Tiny. Or he'd say, he'd come run into my house, go, "Oh my God, I just talked to so and so," and I'd be like, "Oh my God, what did she say?" And he'd say, "She wanted to go to the prom with you," and I go, and then he'd start laughing at me.
That's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's kind of like you'd like.
That's mean.
You know, like,
That's
like
mean, man.
Get a hotel room and just kind of.
See what I'm getting.
Like Bugs Bunny when he wears like the girl.
But now I've had conversations with
Joe
with,
Meow Meows?
with Joe or Julie Meow Meow in real life, and she's a real life person. Very, very smart, very
In
awesome.
real life?
Yep.
You hung out with her?
Not like that, like in the internet on a chat.
Like voice chat?
No, I don't want to hear my weird voice.
You want to hear your own voice?
Huh? Yeah, I don't want anyone. It's bad. I don't like doing the show. I don't listen back. I don't like to hear my voice. I don't want anybody to hear it. I think people should listen to this show as a transcript, like that fucking dumb bitch wanted.
Whoa! You went off on that.
Whoever her name was.
Oh, I wish her. I want to know what her name is.
There's
that
a
was
fucking timestamp
You know
right
what? That was actually. I can probably find that because it's when we had Sean. Shit.
From the
artist. He's artist and
from the YouTube from the Twitter parties. Yeah. I actually timestamped
Macabre Sean.
I timestamped that because I was trying to find something like, getting Monster Zero stuff sometimes is like fish in a barrel, and I had some good Michael Raven Shadow stuff, but I was trying to find something where I wasn't at my best, and I found a rant from recently, but I think that that one might be better.
Bosch says, this is how to do voicemail. Thanks, Julie. And Cecil says, sounded human to me.
I hope she wasn't insulted by the fact that...
Julie says she said raffle, so I think she thought it was funny.
Yeah. So no. They used to... Well, she thought it was funny at the time. They used to say it was Gina Genetasio. And then, beep.
Beep. Bosch says, you have a crazy cool voice, Mars.
Thank you, Bosch.
You crazy.
Yeah, I'm crazy. This fucking stink bug is running, giving me the stink eye.
It's running us amok. We're gonna have to put it on the fucking show notes.
It literally doesn't give a fuck. It's just like everyone's
no.
It's like, this is where I go. Up on this monitor, look at me. I'm gonna crawl on the fucking mic stand.
He's like fucking Shane O'Mac jumping off the Titantron.
I just wait for the day where Cornelius and Julie Meow Meow and Mr. Meow Meow, like our
meow meows.
I can't say words. All right, leave me alone. You're so mean to me. I have a belt.
I'm not mean. I'm trying to correct you.
I have a belt.
So you do it right.
Squid.
And now it's just come and hang out.
Sucks. Remember, children.
You're gonna miss the last voicemail. It's a new person. Go pee. I'll wait.
I can use this bottle.
No. He's gonna piss on you guys like in that fucking movie.
This is a lot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. They push boundaries.
Well, in order to waste time, I binge watched
Fuller House.
Fuller House season 3.
Of course you fucking did.
Of course I did. Oh, it was awesome.
Was it awesome?
It was awesome.
Why? What was awesome about it?
It was great.
Well, Stephanie, she can't get pregnant, so she's going to try to get what is it called? Intravitriol or whatever.
Intravenous de Milo?
Yeah, that's it. Artificial insemination. And Steve is getting married to someone named CJ in Japan, and DJ is all up in arms over it. And
who's Steve?
Her former boyfriend.
Oh, all right, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he's getting married to a girl named CJ, and
Japan.
They get to go to Japan with him, and she has feelings for Steve still, and
oh my fucking god, this is riveting.
This is all I know, right? This
my
is great.
Fuck.
And what else is happening? A
Wow.
whole bunch of other stuff.
Well,
I don't need to watch it now.
Oh
Nope,
shit!
Nope.
I went to the beautiful Rhode Island, the great state of Rhode
The
Island.
beautiful Rhode Island.
Beautiful.
I wouldn't call Rhode Island beautiful.
Why?
There's parts that are, but on the whole.
Yeah, well, ain't that big, so I mean, for the most part, it's pretty much beautiful. Right? Yeah, tell me about fucking Steve again going to fucking Japan. This Fuller fucking house is riveting.
What happened?
Yeah,
Oh, you missed the Fuller House talk.
Yeah, you know why? It's awesome. You know why? Because it's fucking great.
All right, let's hear our last voicemail. This is from someone named Leanna.
Perfect. Leanna.
Hi, guys. I just want to say I'm really glad that I'm able to actually talk to you guys. I've been listening to your show for a few months now, and you're all really funny.
Looking.
Guilty pleasure is watching Raven Shadow bungle along. But as the question is what my favorite infectious disease movie is, and this is a really interesting question because I'm actually terrified of diseases to the point where it kind of affected my OCD and made me a hypochondriac for a year. So they tend to scare the shit out of me, so I don't watch a lot of them. Like, I think there was a new movie that came out specifically surrounding the topic of like infectious bacteria that eats your flesh, and I refuse to watch that, and I refuse to watch Cabin Fever. So for this, I'm technically going to pick a zombie movie, but it's more an infectious disease film considering the plot, and that is 28 Days Later.
There you go.
As you guys all know, the story is that this byproduct or like strand of the rage disease that comes from that they were testing on chimpanzees enters a human, and it starts spreading and making these quote-unquote zombies that are really just diseased human beings that are like rabid. That film is amazing, and I haven't watched it, but I heard its sequel is also pretty good, and I really should watch the sequel because it has one of my favorite actors, Robert Carlyle, inside of it. As for another, I'm not sure if this can count as an infectious disease movie, but it does arise from a disease source, and that is Dead Alive, Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
There you go.
Because the entire plot kicks off from a bite from a Sumatran rat monkey.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that the Sumatran rat monkey is diseased, but they also imply that it's supernatural, so I'm not sure if that can count. Thank you guys for making this show. I'm in love with it.
Aww.
Thank you.
Come on, let's hear it. That was really awesome, Leanna. Thank you so much because obviously, like just from the sounds of it, that's kind of a phobia of yours. So
me too.
I'm sure it's not the easiest thing to talk about. So it was really awesome to hear from you and to hear you to kind of talk about that. And it's interesting to kind of we don't know you, and you kind of bared your soul, so to speak,
verbally.
Yeah, verbally. Yeah.
Let's go back to what was she saying about me?
Oh God.
The guilty pleasure part?
No, that you're bumbling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
That you're bumbling. You can't do anything right.
Is there other definitions to that word, or is it?
No. That word is actually Dutch for outstanding.
Nice, thank you.
I want to hear it again. I want to see. I think she said it at the beginning, so let's see.
Hi guys. I just want to say I'm really glad that I'm able to actually talk to you guys. I've been listening to your show for a few months now, and you're all really funny. Guilty pleasure is watching Raven Shadow bungle along. But
bungle along.
Yeah.
Watching Raven Shadow bungle along.
I fucking bungle like a champ, dude.
Let's bungle in the jungle. Well, that's all right by me.
Yeah.
Raven Shadow's a tiger. When he wants blood, he's a snake. When we disagree.
He's a scorpion. Yeah. I'm like a panther. Look at him, I'm a panther.
Raven Shadow.
I'm bumbling along. I'm stalking, man.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I'm a panther.
Panther.
You're bungling along. It means you're screwing shit up. That's what it means.
You're Panthro.
I'm panther. I am like Panthro.
You're just like him.
I have nunchucks.
With cat paws at the end.
Yeah.
All right, let me look up bungle.
I can't believe I just got so excited. I just
Bungle.
sang and embarrassed
He screws
myself
it up.
in
He
front of
fucks it up.
Bungle.
Yes.
Carry out a task clumsily or incompetently, leading to failure or an unsatisfactory outcome.
All right, well, listen.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Then that's what you do for 3.5, 4 hours
Shadow.
every Wednesday night.
Thank you.
They don't have
he does it
insight,
more
though.
than that.
Thank
Mike Patton is one of
I was just
like a favorite, and she was saying like you're like Mr. Bungle.
I am like Faith No More.
Right.
No, he was talking about Mr. Bungle.
Or the Mr. Bungle from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Sweet charity.
That's what I'm thinking of.
I think there's more than one.
Man, people are like turning in their tickets already. Like, wow, he really can't sing anymore. It's gonna be bad times.
That's why it's a ruse.
It's true.
It's gonna be a war. You're gonna be like fucking I don't know.
I think I'll have good makeup that night.
Dalia, somebody who fucking sings.
Wow, you are bungling along right now.
Well, I don't want to let her down.
Yeah, you got an image to uphold.
Oh shit. Oh man, Gongabong. Seriously, Leanna, thank you for calling in.
Yeah,
and
thanks.
You're more than welcome to do so anytime.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you enjoy the ridiculous ramblings of a bunch of idiots.
And if
so-
you're on the Fib, find us and message us all and say hello and introduce yourself a little more formally.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, make sure to join the
or
group.
Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, or if it's Twitter, we're not very prolific on Twitter.
No.
Oh, fuck you, man.
But we do respond to any and all mentions and DMs and all that stuff. So, if that goes for anyone out there. If you guys want to just touch base with us,
Just touch us.
Yeah, touch us. There's a number of ways to do so.
What, that's not nice?
No. That's HR stuff.
But I got to say, I always love hearing from new people, and not just I love hearing from all the people that call in regularly. Like it's just like it's like doing the show with you guys. Like it's fun to just have these people call in and to hear their thoughts.
Every friend that we have at the table started out as the first time interactor.
Right. Is that like a first time responder?
Why do you give him a platform?
Listen,
because we're hoping he'll jump off it.
If we put it up high enough.
Aries, raise it.
Aries was supposedly going to crash tonight. He let me down.
I'd be sad if you did
I hope he doesn't crash.
Yeah, it's
No, crash the show.
all right, yeah.
We had some good bait here.
We put it,
I think he got mad that I told him that Donna Matrix said his booze was girly booze.
I heard a bike outside. I thought it was him.
Might have been. Maybe he just was locked out.
But Leanna, if you would like to, anytime, please leave a voicemail, shoot us an email. Now you know how, and we'd love to hear from you, whether it's our question of the week or anything like that. So we appreciate you calling in and being so kind of forthcoming and honest about about something that probably isn't easy to talk about. So we appreciate it and hope to hear from you again. All right. Well, I think that's it for voicemail. Just double checking here and that is it. So we had some very interesting discussions about infectious disease films and some really great responses from some folks. I haven't thought I got to do this. I got to stop. I got to be more prepared. I want to think of a question for next week. So next week we're doing Limehouse Golem. If any of you guys thinks of something that might fit along with that, before the show ends.
Favorite Gollum.
I was just fucking thinking that we are so much on the same fucking page. I'm thinking yeah.
So you're talking Gollum. That Gollum?
No, like the these fucking
like
guys.
a flesh Golem?
Like a steam Gollum.
Yeah, like Gollum's like the fucking in the
You are
in
fucking
the mythology.
buckling.
In the
You're
mythology.
buckling so bad.
No, like a Gollum. Like a Gollum.
You know a golem like a golem?
Like a Gollum.
Yeah. Like a monolith, like fucking.
I am a Gollum. I am a Gollum.
Leanna, I hope you're really happy right now.
You got to sing it to I Am a Real American.
I am a real Gollum. Fight for the right of all of them. I am a real Gollum. That ring is mine. That ring is mine.
No, but like the mythical thing, the mythical guardian.
Yeah, when the Baggins comes down and it hurts inside. He comes into my cave where I like to hide. I don't think stealing my ring was nice, but giving it to Frodo was bad advice. I am a real Gollum. Fight for the rights of all of them. I am a real Gollum. That rings is mine. That rings is mine.
We haven't done this in a while.
Oh man.
Christ.
Take a knee.
Take a knee.
Biting arms down. Forgot my own lyrics. And he comes in my cave where I likes to hide. I don't know my own lyrics. I'm sorry.
I forgot the
They're really
lyrics.
good ones.
You're better off without the song.
I am a real golem. Fight for the rights of all of them. I am a real golem. That rings his minds. That rings his minds. Far be it from me to throw a diss, but you better not fuck with my precious. I'd son attempt to take a knee, but I don't want to get berated by the president. I am a real golem. Fights for the rights of all of them. I am a real golem. That rings his minds. That rings his minds.
You don't look amused, MZ.
Thank you. He's tired.
Oh, what the fuck you guys are
He's tired.
doing? And I'm tired. Yes.
Frodo's not the type of hobbit that says no. So he threw me into a fucking volcano. I was happy inside my cave room. Now my ass is burning inside of Mount Doom.
Oh, man.
I'm a real golem. Fight for the rights of all of them. I am a real golem. That rings his minds. That rings his minds.
Oh, goddamn.
Wow.
Cecil says, I wish there were more golems in films. Der Golem in 1915 may be the first horror movie, arguably.
That's what I'm saying.
And Bosch says, Trick or Treat Karaoke. Cecil says, take some lyrics from Tolkien, some chords from another band, and bam, you're Led Zeppelin.
I don't want to do that.
I saw that there's a band named Les Zeppelin, an all-female cover band.
Yeah.
I hate Jimmy Page.
You hate Jimmy Page?
Get that asshole off the stage.
Oh.
How about
So
that?
what is your favorite golem? Does it have to be cinematic?
I don't think I have one anymore after that.
My favorite golem is very, very simple. It's Monster Zero.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, what about if we do...
Like Ragman. Wow.
Favorite Foley sounds.
Der Golem, 1923.
1915.
Thank you, Stephen Wright.
I think there was one in 1923.
Warhemoth. What if we do...
What other golems are there?
That's it. That's all.
There's like
Urgle, and that's it. He's got the
Schmeagol?
Yeah.
No. His name is just Gollum. He's not really a Gollum. You know, like the thing that the big guy, made of clay, like
No.
Wonder Woman.
Clay golems.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, there's
Der
clay
Golem.
golems, there's flesh golems,
There's the
iron golems.
Clay
There's a
Golem.
lot of golems.
Clay Golem. Golem from 1920. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Der Golem.
Der Golem.
Jesus Christ.
What about...
No, that's not true.
Why don't we do, to help old Dynamo out, right, your favorite Trick or Treat Radio moment, so I can cannibalize them and put them on the greatest hits.
All right.
Because I've been listening to a lot of Trick or Treat Radio and it's starting to feel really unproductive.
All right, so we got some homework for you guys. So if you want to add in for extra credit your favorite golem, please feel free. But otherwise, we want your favorite Trick or Treat Radio moment. I know it's not a milestone episode. We typically ask for that sort of thing. But we are going to put together another greatest hits. And we would love to hear from you guys.
What about the dangerously aroused golem? Oh,
that's a goblin.
A goblin,
Yeah.
sorry.
Dangerous to rouse goblin. So if you guys have any thoughts for a favorite moment, favorite bit, favorite review, whatever. Like if you can get specific, the more specific the better. But let us know. And you can drop it to podcast@trickortreatradio.com in an email, a voicemail. Or if you guys want to leave a voicemail like most of the people that did tonight, you can go to trickortreatradio.com. go ahead, click on contact, and leave a voicemail. And then you can leave a voicemail directly from your computer right to us, and it'll get directly to us, and we'll play it next week. So if you guys want to contribute and you have any thoughts, please feel free. And if anyone has a favorite Gollum, Golem, I'd love to hear. You can add that in as well. Cecil says Golem 1915 is same director as the 1920. The 1915 version is partially lost.
That's right. Yeah, because it's played by the same it's played by the same actor.
Yeah,
the Gollum character.
Unlike you two, that's 100% lost.
What?
Right. Perfect.
Julie Meow Meows asks, how far back can we go in episodes? You can go as far as you want.
I have something from episode 2 that I have.
270 episodes. More, because you can include Halloween and episode 0 and the year-end shows, Raven Shadow,
Oh my
right?
God, yeah, and
we're up to like 278 episodes now, I think,
Yeah.
or something.
We're a lot. That's a lot.
So there you go. If you guys have any thoughts, please feel free to get back at us with those. We'd love to hear them.
I have a great one that I had forgot about that I found by accident. I had fallen asleep and that episode started.
Yep.
The Welcome Back song that we did for when Monster Zero came back.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is only ruined by, as offensive as he is in that song, he was supposed to say one thing, and he goes, no, I got it. I remembered as soon as he said it, and he said something like super offensive. Like I was like, just say you're back and be like really hyped up, like say this. He goes, no, I got it. And then he comes out, he's like, let's bust the cherry on this bitch.
I do remember that.
Nice fucking talk.
Yeah, good talk.
I am memorable with my lines.
And tired,
You're
apparently.
fucking
You sound like
tired.
you're fucking passing
You gotta
out.
get in Krabby Patty too.
Yeah. Krabby Patty.
It's time to change my diaper and go to sleep.
Yeah, well, I think it's time to end the episode anyway. So, all right, let's do that shit. So, MZ, why don't you say goodbye?
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Raven Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
Just like the painting says.
That's true.
Yes. Marsman?
First off, I'll do this super quick. I was going to do it in the intro, but we didn't really have one.
Yep.
2 new podcasts coming down the pike that I recommend. Midnight Drive-In with our buddy Brian from Drunken Zombie and Murph and another gentleman I don't know, but he's very funny because he seems disgusted by all of Murph's movie picks. And
speaking of Murph, we're going to see him in a couple weeks.
I can't fucking wait. Tom Normandy.
Oh yeah, Tom and Tay.
Tom and Tay's House of Horror.
House of Horror, yeah.
It is very raw, but I like it. I like it. Like it's awesome to hear Tom like fired up and like doing what he does best.
Yeah.
You know, like I loved Film for Thought. I was pretty much one of the third members on it, but like it was kind of putting. It would be like putting Mick Foley in the middle of Ring of Honor in the sense where Tom knew his stuff of a certain thing, and it kind of took him out of his comfort zone. And this is it's really cool. I like it. Like I said, it's raw. There's not even an entrance song or an outro song. They just fucking show starts. It's like, here we are. We're gonna talk about horror. They get right to it.
Yeah,
love it. You can pretty much guess what Midnight Drive-In is. I'm not gonna say who it is because she gets angry when I do, but it is one of my favorite people on Earth's birthday was the day we started recording this episode.
Yeah.
And one of my closest partners in crime, I love you very much. I know you'll never listen to this, but every single year is better than the last. So thank you very much.
All right. Well, I want a big shout out to Andrea Subasati for coming on and joining us. I know it's a very busy time for her with Rue Morgue, but she was able to find some time. So I really appreciate her coming on again. And I am super excited to go see the Faculty of Horror live podcast. I think you guys all should go.
If you bring me, I'm not even like people think I'm kidding when I say like people just pick me up and take me somewhere. Like I don't know. I'm like Ozzy.
I'm mostly talking to these jamokes.
I'm like fucking. I'm legit like Ozzy in the show. Like Sharon just points him in the right direction and.
I'll try. You won't go to the show down the road.
Road hog.
I'll try.
We'll be right there, Jack.
I'll make an honest effort.
I'll try my best.
I'm gonna try it.
That means
but
I
I'm pretty
won't be there.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be tired.
I'm gonna be tired of driving people around.
I have to go buy some drapes.
I'm gonna go to Walmart and take a selfie.
Fuck each and every one of you bastards.
I didn't say anything.
I'm gonna be home not having sex.
I'll be at aisle 7 with the tampons.
Oh, you fucking assholes.
Have you seen the new
You're an
Sky Screen?
asshole and you're an asshole.
It's $1,200. I'm gonna save
Shut his fucking mic off.
Have you guys seen the bargains they have down there?
Can't you see I'm tired?
I'm gonna drop her off and wait.
Who's gonna drive me home?
Who's gonna drive me home?
It's closing time.
Don't you know Walmart's 24 hours is exhausting?
Oh, you guys.
I'm gonna go.
He's walking out.
I'm walking out.
He's walking out. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'll see you next week then.
I'm Raven Dutch douchebag.
Raven Dutch douchebag.
So bad impersonation.
Fuck all you guys.
No, I just defended you.
I don't need to hear it from you.
He's leaving.
Hey, the show's not over yet.
I don't care. I'm done.
All right. Thank you.
CMZ.
CMZ.
See you, buddy. Take care.
Hope to see you next week.
Remember, children. Remember, children.
Make sure you go home and cuddle Mirage.
Remember, don't you douchebags?
Me and Grimlock.
Me and Grimcock.
I transform and roll out.
These energon cubes are really chapping my bottom.
Newsflash, people hate trailers. People are getting very angry.
I'm gonna miss the news.
Oh, shit.
They gave her a rash.
I could do that for the 45 minutes.
Yeah, we're gonna go on another fucking hour with this. All right, we're gonna end this shit. We're gonna end the show. It's got too old. All right, so I want to thank everyone. I hope he's downstairs still listening.
He's fuming.
All right, I want to thank everyone for hanging out.
Oh shit!
We come back.
I thought so.
Uh-oh.
Either that or he let a killer in.
Go on in. I'm sick of those guys.
Right this way, Jason.
Come on, Michael. Freddy. The guy that made Jeepers Creepers. Come on inside. That'll learn those guys. Dicks.
They really like rape. All right, thank you to everyone who hung out in the chat room and contributed, everyone that sent a voicemail. You guys are fucking awesome. And everyone who is going to... everyone is going to check this out on the podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you. And if you haven't done so yet, leave us that 5-star review on iTunes. And also, one more shout-out. I did this earlier, but I wanted to give one more shout-out to the Philadelphia Unnamed Film Festival, and our boy Jarrett Blinkhorn is going to be showing Signal to Noise down there this weekend, and want to wish him well, and hopefully the film fest goes well. They had invited us, and we unfortunately can't make it, but I wanted to make sure that people know about it. So if there's anyone down there in the Philadelphia area and you want to go this weekend, check out the Philadelphia Unnamed Film Fest. All right. Once again, thanks to Andrea. And next week, we're going to be reviewing the Limehouse Golem. And we want to know your favorite cinematic golem. Oh, wait. No. You can do that for extra credit. But we want to know your favorite Trick or Treat Radio moments for the greatest hits. So if you have them, let us know. We'd love to hear from you guys. And I think that's going to do it, guys. We'll see you next week.
Remember, children.
Remember, children.
Wherever you go, you're in Walmart.